All right.
Rule number two, Joey Logano, a former three-time Talladega winner. Two Connecticut drivers, Ryan Preece. He has also been aboard, having the best season of his career. Here's Josh Smith.
Well, not the start to the season. Joey Logano and this 22 team have won no
All
wins
right.
yet. Just
We're
one
good.
top 10 on the year.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Chase fan number 9 here. Welcome to another live stream. It's the Jack Links 500 at Talladega for the NASCAR Cup Series. It's 188 laps, 500 miles. Should be a good race today. I hope that we can have. I hope that. Well, I really don't have much to say. Is that expect the usual 2, 3, maybe even 4 wide racing. The racing is going to be really intense. It's going to have people on the edge of their seat. The big one definitely going to happen at some point during this race. It can happen early and about halfway or towards the latter end. It mostly happens towards the latter end of these Talladega races in all the years I've watched races here. I hope there won't be any I hope there won't be any controversies regarding when the caution should be thrown on the last lap or a double yellow line rule. I mean, we shouldn't be having controversies like this, but it is what it is. So, looking back on yesterday's race, I know that caution on the last lap came at the expense of an Austin Hill win, but considering how hard Connor Zilish hit that inside wall in the backstretch, I think the caution, I hate to say, but it was warranted. I wanted it to go green, admittedly, but I understood NASCAR did what they need to do. Anyways, with that said, let's take a look. As you can see, Zane Smith is on the pole, first career pole for him, and Kyle Busch starts second. Kyle Busch got his first plate win at Talladega 17 years ago today. Let's see. We got Ryan Preece starting fourth. Hope he can finish this race, and I hope he doesn't go flying today. Joey Logano, he's always a threat to win these types of races. Let's see. The Penske drivers in general are going to be a threat to win for sure. Let's see. Michael McDowell, who almost won this race a year ago, he could potentially be a threat to win. My top pick is Todd Gilliland because he's been good on plate races as of late, and I think it's only a matter of time before he scores his first win.
Speedways on the Cup Series schedule. You've got Daytona and Talladega. Now, Talladega is the biggest open wood race on.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace are also two drivers to look out for. Brad Keselowski is another one, especially since he's won at Talladega 6 times. Kyle Larson starting 25th. I hope he can complete another super speedway race. My boy Chase Elliott starting 30th. He's got a lot the ground to make up. I mean, you know what? He'll be up at the front within a very short time frame unless he wants to run back. Let's run out back and because he wants to avoid the big one. Let's see. See Eric Jones back there. Justin Haley's back there as well. And Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who won the last time we were at Talladega, he's starting deep as well. So he's got a lot of ground to make up, but he'll either make his way to the front or right out back. So that's pretty much all I have to say. Um, yeah, Stenhouse is another favorite. Yeah. Yeah, Kyle Busch is a driver I definitely don't want to sleep on.
A lot of campers in this improved Talladega and outside the track. And if you'd like a chance to win VIP practice.
Hello, Shahir. Welcome to the live stream. Hope you're having a good day today.
Anyways, folks, we've got Talladega today. St. Smith, Logano race. Obviously, the boards are fast. In qualified, Kyle Busch is the first.
A lot of overcast yesterday after qualifying, but today it is beautiful.
A lot of people are having Kyle Busch in their favorites, and actually Kyle Busch wins
Breeze out of the northwest.
today.
So, as we start, 116 degrees.
You got the power fixed. Nice. All right, here we go. So it's stages 1 and 2 are both 60 laps, and the final stage is 68. Should be a good one today. And with the lengthy stages, if they go green, we might see some strategy play out. But anyways, pace car heads to pit road. Zane Smith leads the field to the green. Here we go. And the Jack Links 500 at Talladega is underway. Here we go. And we have good weather at Talladega today, so we should not have to worry about weather in the area. So we are good.
Start implementing the strategy that they've all worked on for the whole week. Well, I think that's what you see.
Oh yeah, could we see the single file freight train? Maybe, but it's probably not going to last long.
They're going to try to make some moves early, get this free wide going on, and make some headway. Well, Custer on the outside leading that group. Now gets a little help as Josh Berry jumps outside.
Some notable open cars. Well, as Zane Smith leads the first lap, we got a few open cars in today's race. We got J.J. Yaley driving the 44 for NY Racing. We got Anthony Alfredo in the 62 for Beard Motorsports, and B.J. McLeod in the 78 for Live Fast Motorsports. Let's see which open team will finish the highest. All right, Josh Berry going to give Joey Logano a bump as he goes to the lead. And we got Cole Custer. I know Cole Custer hasn't done much so far this season, but who knows? He could make something happen. He's got the Andy's Frozen Custard colors today. We got Austin Dillon. Did Austin Dillon lead that lap? It's hard to tell. AJ Allmendinger 17th, Ty Dillon 18th. All right, we're ready for wide fun.
Yeah, I also did.
The exits of those corners, that's where you have to be careful. Be mindful of the cars on the inside.
Which ended up giving Sammy Smith the win. Although I was praying on Ryan C. I mean, Ryan C. I tell you, I'm starting to become a Ryan C. fan.
in front of that group. It's kind of, I feel like they want to get that track position and get forward. That's really why that plane was formed out there to try to move forward.
From the bottom, Michael McDowell is rocking it forward in that blue car from 14th starting spot. He's known as a very aggressive driver on these drafting tracks, and he wants to lead in that 71. And I'm taking he's right behind him all the way back. I looked over, and he's the biggest mover. Stenhouse all the way to the back of the 17 positions in that very spot.
All right, we're 4 wide for the race lead.
These are those opportunities. If you didn't have a track position, you can pounce on it early, but you have to be careful.
Look who's also joined the fray. Brian Keselowski.
Dang, Michael McDowell's already up there already.
He needs to win. He needs to win badly.
Responsible for how fast that line will go, like how many times he can hit the back bumper of that first place car in that line.
Look at a lot of tape of racing here over the past year. They run 2 wide.
He's in 9th.
Why do we run 4 wide here?
Well, right now we're running 4 wide because of the conservation efforts that they have with the fuel. So there's a lot of strategy and things that fall into play with the pace that they run. So they're able to run 4 wide. And right now, some of the guys at the front, as they get shuffled, there will be an opportunity for these guys further back to push their way forward.
All right, Joe, look out for the leaders that come through the trial.
Joe's doing the right thing, and he's just
Here's
laying
our
back.
for today's race strategy, sponsored by Keystone Light. Mike, we will have green flag stops. You have to coordinate green flag stops with teammates, even other teams. You have to have partners and stay together to make left time after green flag stops. Speaking of green flag stops, probably fuel.
I tell you what, 38 cars. What? This is 38 cars in this race.
This is the biggest
Someone Jacqueline on the car last week.
Yep. John Hunter Nemechek has jack links on his car today.
The big one can be right over there in turn 3 at
39 in this race. I ain't gonna lie, this is a track.
That's one place. It can be anywhere.
Yeah, well, that bump that Larry is talking about.
There's Daniel Suarez with that Wendy's car.
And yesterday in qualifying, you can really see that as we start to see a little bit more pushing and shoving up in the front.
It's like Michael McDowell's going to lead that
My
left.
time to find the perfect Matt Lippy is to find
22 car. Joey Madonna is backing up back there and missed the block.
Like, hey, this is
Gyro cam
so
on the
unnecessary.
Toyota is showing the effect of his 33-degree banking.
Like, she actually did fairly well yesterday,
Toyota cam there.
and then literally Alvaro spotter like told him to, oh yeah, you're clear. Like literally like 3 seconds too late.
That yellow car in the second lane there, leading that second lane, he, in my opinion, was trying to be in heavy conservation mode with fuel. And once he missed that block, it were able to shuffle him out. The guys that want to move forward and get that track position now have put him in a bad spot.
Anyways, Michael McDowell.
One of those guys is Carson Hocevar. He is leading the 3rd lane from the bottom of the racetrack. He's got help. Here's Regan on our pole sitter.
Like you see Zane Smith on the bottom of the inside lane right now, currently running in the second position, excuse me. One of the things he was most concerned about today was that he has never been up front trying to manage the front of the pack in this conservation type mode. He said, I'm going to have to learn it during the first stage. He talked to Joey Logano actually about how to do that the best. Well, right now he's doing a very nice job of keeping the car up front with track position, but also learning it as he goes.
And here comes Josh Berry around
SVG and Noah Gregson are dropping back to play it safe.
I wish I could tell everybody at home how hard it is. Well, I'm going to tell you. It is very difficult to save fuel, keep your track position, and do all the things to manage and make sure that you're taking the push from the car behind you to keep the car straight. So there's a lot to navigate, no matter if you're full speed, conservation mode, whatever that is. It's a lot to navigate, especially if you're that lead car.
Looking back from the cup cam on board McDowell's car, Josh.
You guys talked about Michael McDowell starting 14th all the way up to first a few seconds ago. And when I spoke to the team earlier today, they talked about everything they've learned last season. Remember, different organizations like run both poles for the races. He said he learned a ton about controlling these races and what it takes to be out front, to block, to push, and what he needs when he's controlling the race. So they want to get to the front.
Since all Domino's mini price pizzas are 50% off through April 27th, we obviously have the good stuff. I got pizza and crust.
4 wide at Talladega into the trial. Michael McDowell continues to lead in their Cora.
All right, Michael McDowell.
A 188
Rick Kozlowski breaking it 4 wide. He's got help from Carson Oscar behind.
Okay, good. They're going side by side.
We can take or leave the extravagance.
Oh, thank God. Okay. And Fox already screwed up with the shot.
The bragging rights. It's over a line. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Fortunately, no rain today. We've had a race impacted by weather. We haven't had a postponed this year, which is pretty surprising. It's usually whenever NASCAR comes to town, rain comes along with it. But the racing, Mother Nature is treating us fairly so far.
The Bush Guy, cold and smooth smiling skills. To avoid going in circles,
Josh
take
Berry
note of recognizable
on the top.
landmarks. Like that.
This is commercial.
McDowell,
Different circles,
the third
Ross.
lane.
Okay.
Legato in the second lane.
And for the
and
mountains.
Austin Dillon leads the bottom.
He has the camper on top of his race car.
Choose one appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 with new sizzling skills and steak.
It's stressful out there. A lot of phone companies are making noise about great deals, but how do you know you're not paying more? We all need things that comfort us, that we trust. A nice cup of tea, a fresh basket of puppies, and Tima. When you switch, not only do you save 20% versus the other big guys, the price of your rate plan won't change. 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change.
T-Mobile's new experience plans. Families can save 20% today, and the price won't change.
Hello, Moon and Gameplays. Welcome to the live stream.
Jones is doing the right thing and he's laid back.
So I see.
Dirt bike gas stations.
You gotta start at the top and work your way down.
Want me to do yours next?
Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
But tell you what, though, 38 cars, what?
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot router.
It's 39.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Progressive. Progressive protects your home,
Thank you a
auto,
lot.
motorcycle,
This
and
is
RV, and can save you money. And by T-Mobile, America's largest 5G network. 12 laps completed at Jacqueline's 500 at Talladega. On the go, they had Ford.
Oh, your team won 2-1? Nice.
The pace, kind of holding back the field. Sort of like on the interstate when the highway patrol gets 3 or 4 abreast and everyone back has to sit and suffer at the speed limit in traffic.
Kind of like some snow plows, right?
Like,
In the winter
she
time,
actually
plowing
did
that, but I
fairly
don't
well
think you're going to be
yesterday.
able to do it long. The Chevys and Toyotas
And then literally
make it hard on
outlaws
them.
What I'm seeing with Michael McDowell in the 71, his crew chief Travis Peterson is trying to make him keep control of the race. He's wide open throttle more than anybody. When he gets a little bit of a lead, he starts saving fuel. They're walking that tightrope right now between controlling the race and saving fuel.
Yeah, the hard part of when you're out there in the front, when you're trying to control the race like that, you think that you can back off, and all of a sudden you back off a little bit too much, and the guy in one row below you or beside you, it gives them a gap for that second place.
Let's hope not.
To shoot down, and all of a sudden they leapfrog you, and then you get shuffled back like Legato did again right here.
Ryan Brees and
Honestly, I was out throwing with the Eagles. I wasn't throwing with the Eagles.
Keselowski and the other from the Wood brothers.
But then again, the Eagles are the defending Super Bowl champions.
That's so slow to load.
Oh yeah,
Fastest lap so far.
Something
Back in
like
mid-pack, Denny Hamlin. Had a lap of 189.89 miles per hour.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see that fastest lap really rotate through
Yeah,
the day as we
Pat
get towards the end of these stages and the end of the race, when they really start pushing and shoving and get themselves in two lines, bottom and middle lane there. You're going to see those guys at the top of the field really get a big run.
Oh yeah, Seth Rollins,
I don't really like
Arsenal
it.
spotted Chili's on
I'm
board
a scared.
from his number
But when
77.
Verizon announced that I can lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean,
Smack in the middle of that
that's
group.
what I'm talking about.
That's the really difficult part about super speedway racing in today's day and age. And as the race progresses, there's people watching and really trying to make sure that and relay as much information to the driver as possible about where they want to be, trying to execute the plan that they've made all week, and how this race evolves and gets shuffled up. It constantly changes, so the team will change, the drivers will change, and the spotters and the crew chief will constantly relay that information inside of that driver.
The spotters are on the roof right above us as we discuss some free race in the trial. So at times they are a mile away from the cars at the other end of the race.
Well, the spotters are definitely your eyes and ears for everything that you do on a race like this. The super speedway races, the spotter is talking most of the lap. There's very rarely, there's never a time when the spotter is not talking. So this is what the spotters are seeing right now from our camera. So those cars, they get pretty small on that back straightaway as far away as they are.
Ryan Reese, the Berlin, Connecticut driver, out front. Okay, racing Josh Berry for the Brothers on the outside, Michael McDowell on the inside for Chevrolet.
Internet's working fine.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey, kid. It's pronounced Liberty. 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 Now she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's enough, you two.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty. What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's. It's Pod's biggest sale in history. Save up to 30% on moving and storage until May 19th. And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renovating, save up to 30% at pods.com today.
Let's go see what NASCAR Prime's all about. Let's do this. Starting off big. Let's say something. Great flag. Nashville. Michigan. Hell yeah. And Mexico City.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to a live stream. I'm having a good day today. And I hope you're having a good one too.
Did you know Toyota has 3 NASCAR Cup teams? We got Team 2311, owned by this guy, and 3-time Daytona winner Danny Hamlin. But Danny Hamlin races for another team, Joe Gibbs Racing. Now, Super Bowl winning head coach Joe Gibbs.
Kyle Larson also coming back, same with the LMC guys and Chase Elliott.
3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going after one cup. Now you're up to speed. You win.
On shoe, save 35% and shop all of your favorite brands. For any taste or any diner, at prices you love, delivered fast. For low prices, for life or pets, there's Chewy.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best time for fresh never frozen beef and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. 20 laps complete, all under green. As you watch from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear since 1925, the Goodyear Blip, inspiring fans to keep looking up and keep driving forward. That's what Michael McDowell has done. He's driven to the front of this pack. Ryan Reese with him, Josh Berry, Zane Smith, Chase Briscoe, the first Toyota, in 5th, now 4th. Cars and Chevrolet up front. Let's go back around 14th place. That's where Denny Hamlin, Austin Dillon, Brad Keselowski sitting there right in the center of that swarm.
They're stuck right now, Mike. There's nowhere to go. The problem with where you're at right there is if something happens in front of him, you're going to be right in. I want to be down there in the bottom. If I'm riding this deal, it'll be right where you see Dawson Cinder, right down there.
And I've seen a lot of crashes happen with the things that they're doing by guys slowing down and changing lanes, and all of a sudden the speed difference is too much. So it's super easy to make a mistake, and especially if you're in that swarm around 14th position.
Well, Austin Dillon has swarmed his way into 8th in that melee. It's number 3, Richard Childress Chevrolet. His team is trying to sit in on that three-race meeting.
All right, guys, real quick. Obviously, Talladega, you know how this can go. Stages are 60, 120, 188. We'll have to stop for fuel in every single one of them. We'll use our timer, get ready, be right around 4 seconds each time. Yeah, it's Austin's birthday too, so let's put our best foot forward like we do every week. Find our P's and Q's, and position ourselves at the end of this thing.
That's Austin's birthday, Cameron.
Austin Dillon is 35 and makes me feel like I'm 100. I remember starting to drive for Richard, and Austin and Ty were 7, 8 years old. And I feel old. I don't look as old as Boyer, but I feel that way.
Yeah, I remember when Dylan picked me up at the airport. We went to watch their T-ball game. They weren't even driving anything.
He's driving the same number now that he wore in the New York World Series. His grandfather did. He raced here at Talladega. Number 3.
Guys, I've been watching AJ Allmendinger put back there at the back of the pack. You can see him way behind. What's he doing back there? You think he's going to mess around and lose the draft, but he's working on his fastest lap. You see him get fast, he starts pulled right back up on the group there.
Well, Jamie, he just ran the fastest lap of the race, 190.7 miles per hour.
Yes, he did. I've been listening to him as well. To your point, Clint, turned him on here. He started 19th and he dropped to the rear. He came on the radio early and said, "Can I miss the memo that we're going to go crazy here early 4 wide?" So he dropped out of it, dropped to the rear, just turned that fastest lap. But he did say, "Nothing's wrong. The car is good. I'm just going to hang here for a bit."
So he had hung back and then drove the team's final suck-up lap to get to the pack. And that's the fastest one today. Those are his 30 fastest laps.
All right, Kyle Busch to the front.
I want to follow up on Richard Potter when he told that race team. He said 4 seconds of fuel. Remember, the fuel window when you're running wide open is about 45 laps. That means for each stage, they're about a 15-lap shot. You can dump a gallon of gas in about 1.8 to 2 seconds. That means they're basically 2 gallons shy of making the stage without stopping. That's why he's saying 4 seconds of fuel.
Kyle Busch has raced his way to the front. Well, last year was the first year in a decade and a half that he did not win a NASCAR Cup race. But boy, he came close a couple of times. He started this race from the outside of the front row. That's where he is right now, alongside Full Series Zane Smith. Regan?
Well, like you see Kyle retaking the lead right there as we cross the start-finish line. Something interesting, though, he fell back to about 11th place a few laps ago and was able to give his team some detailed information on the car. Told him that it's very loose when I got back here, especially on newer tires. As the air pressure has come up, it has gotten better. He worked his way back to the front. I know there's a lot of agendas right now, but that's valuable information as we get later on into this race for the driver to let the crew chief know exactly what's happening in all points of the run.
It's so hard in the middle of the racetrack when you get all that air buffeting around and hit the car in different areas. But a lot of times,
I think Chase Briscoe's made his way to the front.
But we can get ahead of it.
25 laps complete of 60 in stage 1 of 3 stages at Talladega. Chase Briscoe charges to the lead.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. I see some serious. Guess he's back.
Yeah, the one thing I like about plate racing, I know there's some people that aren't a fan of it, but one thing I like is just the 3-4 wide racing action. The big one, I mean, I don't want anyone to get hurt, obviously, but those things are always tense. And because of these types of races, this is where small teams get to shine. They're either going to win get a good finish or both. Sometimes it's usually either one of those.
And even when I was close to defeat, I rose to my feet. The Shakaloni back at Papa John's with more pepperoni and over half a pound of cheese.
Somebody orders me to stop up.
I am here for work, people. Where's the dog check? The owner? Very good. We're making you a Shakaloni for $12.99. That's right. I live here. This guy, cold and sweet tomato chips. If you encounter one meal, chances are there's a pack nearby. Fortunately, the same applies to beer. Headed for the mountains of food.
When it comes to your wireless plan, don't settle for less. Get more with a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. More ways to connect. I love you. More reasons to share. And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for them. Switch to Straight Talk and get a free 5G phone on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
When choosing the right gear to cut, trim, or mow your yard, Ace has all the power you need to get the job done right. Because gas or battery, your local Ace is the destination with the best power plants all under one roof, like Steve, Eagle, Milwaukee, and Florida. And it's free assembly and delivery or ready to pick up in 15 minutes. Conquering your outdoor project is never been easier. From out on the block, what you need is stuff with service so good it's guaranteed. Ace is the place to get medical hardware, folks.
You know what's crazy? We're eating breakfast and none of us are wearing people. Is this adulting? I think it is. I'm like, and you're so good. And I was looking at the price of gas yesterday. And the stocks, they're so high.
29 laps completed at that one stop on the Talladega Super Speedway. And as you saw in our Fox side-by-side coverage, this race has completely changed. All the Toyotas went to the top of the racetrack, pulled up, and took off. No more waiting when they said gas. They're running hard.
Yeah, Michael, I read information about 5 laps ago that they wanted to keep the pace up and have maybe for them to make that straight last second, but now they've picked up a full second and a fourth from overall. Everybody will have to stop. Toyota wanted to take control of this race. I like that strategy. I really feel like the Toyota is going to push the pace through, right? I don't think they can get around like 40 and block in front of you. So now, when you see what's happening, some of the pace is picked up to the speed because now we're back in 2 lanes. A lot harder to get gas.
They warmed up and took off. Just like now, Canyon Wallace leads it and six Toyotas in front of you.
And that's what happens when you get into that really easy, lazy type safety situation. And you have a lead that wants to do it. For a while, if you're not guys control a race like a race, it doesn't allow you to sit there and save as much fuel. So there's obviously a strategy.
It's that jet match. It's leverage was with the forward very closely. They had to take so much, and they may have been able to go the whole
Yep.
race. Probably more
The
than
Toyotas have made their way to the front. Joe Gibbs is 1, 2, 3. Then you got Bubba Wallace, Riley Harps, and Tyler Ricks with 23-11 running 4th through 6th.
He's won 7 leaders, 15 lead changes as we look at our track back sponsor performance. 4 has not won a drafting race this year, but they won 11 of the last 20 here. Ryan Lane in 2023. Winner on Talladega. I know I picked Kyle Busch as your winner today. That was probably with my heart. Now I'm thinking 72% of laps led these Fords. You're not going to keep a good man down. Eventually, one of the moments is going to be a big lane when he's driving fast. J.J. Yaley out ahead of Daniel Suarez, the Wendy's Cam. Showing he's used to the 99. Yaley at 48 years old. slowest driver in the field, but the former USAC midget sprint car and big car triple crown champion. Still giving it a go here at Talladega in one of those open cars.
See, Kevin, I watch your podcast. Happy hours, always on there. You know what the Toyota's doing now? They're having a hullabaloo time.
27 laps to go in stage one. Chase Briscoe's led more laps today than in his prior 8 starts at Talladega combined. Let's go side by side.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for one.
Oh, Mike, gonna go.
Sit down my lap like last time, Ronnie. Fine. But I'm bringing this.
Or you can try one of these exemptions.
The right money to move on as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Those just all work out. Thanks to you, me.
Choose one appetizer and 2 entrees. Applebee's famous 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets and steak.
Your home is your happy place until you come back to bad odors. Use Febreze Plug-In. It has a microchip that alternates between 2 scents to fight odors and provide freshness for up to 50 days. Try Febreze Plug.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is cool.
The Wi-Fi is fooling like a Breathe sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance. The attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because all we've ever really wanted is for every Ford driver to feel this.
NASCAR Series, together with Coca-Cola, honors those who serve at home and abroad.
Coming to complete 37 laps.
All right. Chase Briscoe is the first driver to lead 10 or more laps. Stage one's not even over. Stage one is not even close to being finished, and we already have 15 lead changes.
To keep pace with these Toyota single file. Well, I'm watching one of these right now as far as their throttle. And Chase Briscoe, that's out there leading right now, he's wide open probably 80% around this racetrack. Looking pretty much at Chase Elliott in a Chevrolet. He too is keeping wide open throttle a lot. But then I look at Brian Priest in the 60, he's probably down about 60 to 70% of throttle. But I'm getting the word that probably somewhere in the next 5, 6, 7 laps, that's when we'll start peeling off and making these green flag stops.
And that's what we've seen all year, with the strategy that we have here. But what we've seen all year is mistakes on pit road. And now that window is wide open. You've got to get on the pit road good. You've got to get on the right groove. You've got to have a good pit stop. You got to get off pit road, get formed back up. There's a lot to the process of these green flag pit stops. And we also have to get to the bottom of the racetrack. So that it will be very interesting to see how this next 6 or 7 laps go.
Well, you're definitely the tell-all is you're going to see the manufacturers start finding one another first and foremost, and then start migrating to that bottom, just like you talked about.
Back from Ryan Reese and the Celsius can. Joey Logano as they sweep through the triangle. Well, with just 2 races left before the Indy 500, the IndyCar Series, it's Barber Motorsports Park for the Children's of Alabama Indy Grand Prix. The fastest racing on earth continues live next Sunday at 1:30 Eastern on Fox.
Boy, I don't know if I can handle it. You just stay here, huh? Stay here and hang out for a little bit, right down the road. Your liver would hate you, Clay.
You'd be making nervous going out till Sunday. As we close in on green flag pit stops, it all comes down to the fueler. He's kind of like the field goal kicker on a football team, as in, we won or you missed. It all comes down to the fueler on these timed stops.
Strategy at Talladega is to stay off of the road. Tires on there is important. A lot more fuel on when stops.
Being a good fuel track, I think it's awesome to be able to be a little bit in the spotlight as a fueler. Makes your job feel like it's important. But once lap 140 comes up, it's just the fuel mileage to the end. Green white checker comes out, you hope you have enough. I focus a lot myself on numbers. You want to sometimes play it backwards just to have enough to finish. It's kind of like being the field goal kicker coming in, game on the line. Big importance on keeping the car full today.
40 of 60 laps complete.
All right, here we go. Pit stops. Here we go.
And they're not coming alone. A whole group of cars are going to come in with them.
We'll see the front runners, the Toyotas, the mixed bag of Chevys and Fords.
Mr. Bell, Bubba Wallace.
Didn't see anybody locking it up coming in. First four, you have to make sure that you minimize the mistakes, Kevin, and locking a wheel up where you have to put tires on instead of gas and go. Will crush you right there.
14 cars. That's more than a third of the field came in. Scott out of Briscoe. Now Chase Briscoe has trouble leaving, and he comes out last.
Well, that's what we talk about. You can't make any mistakes on pit road. And in a day like today, where all of these things like pit stops happen, you have to be flawless on everything that you do. In Chase Briscoe's situation, he lost all of his track position and really lucky to hang on to that group.
Now at the top of the screen, the map shows Cole Custer, who's leading this race. He's that blue Ford out front. And it shows the first of the Toyotas on the other cars that just pitted, that being the 20 of Bristol Bell.
One thing I see with this group that just came, the Toyotas and the rest of them, like they're not grouped together very good at all, Kevin. That's not a very good job to stay together. The performance of the overall group is going to be the two can stay together the tightest performance they've got. And let's talk about that. As you get these cars that are separated in this group that is trying to pull up, you want to kind of fan out a little bit to give that fourth place car that's behind you a chance to catch up.
So the stop for 6 of the Toyotas and half of the Chevrolets. We're told these are...
Oh, crash! Oh, that's Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch.
Including Keselowski and Blaney. In a miscue trying to get to pit road.
Blaney's in it.
Caution is out for the first time.
Big game for Keselowski. I think he's tore up the most. I think the right rear toe link is definitely broke on Blaney in the 12, but I think they can get that fixed. The 6 car was, man, he was in not a must-win situation, Kevin, but he was ready to pounce on it this weekend. Talk about it in the big race with him. And this is what we talk about all the time. And you look at Kyle Busch there involved in the wreck, and you look at these Fords. The Fords have had a lot of trouble finishing these races off and taking advantage of those fast cars. But this was just a mistake coming to pit road.
For performance cam for Blaney. Bringing them down. Now, if the driver stays in the car, that means he's requesting assistance from the wrecker and the push trucks to get that car into the pit road or the garage for repairs, and then he can return to the race. If the driver climbs out, he's done for the day. Let's see this unfold as they come off turn number 4.
Let's see this replay.
And hit the pit road.
See how much faster Keselowski and Busch for catching those 3 cars.
Alex Bowman almost got a piece of.
Run out of room, tried to move down. Blaney caught the front end of Keselowski, pretty much ripping the whole front end of his car off. Busch doesn't have a ton of damage, but
They stack up quick. That's 2 lanes of traffic and people staying out. You see Dane Smith pull up, and look how much faster they run those guys down. Bush gets in the back of Keselowski, closing up the track. Damon's on that bowling car as well.
Yeah, and it looks like Kyle Busch was actually out of shape trying to slow down, had to get on the brakes too hard. But look how fast he slowed down in front of him.
First caution of the day in Talladega.
Only more than 7 million adults, like Michael, who've taken Ozempic.
As touring musicians, my type 2 diabetes could slow us down, but I didn't let it. I'm Michael from the Warren Tree, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C and lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease.
Don't share needles or pumps or reuse needles. Don't take if you or your family have MTC, MEN2, or if allergic to it. Stop taking and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in there, or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Tell your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking of the sulfonylurea or insulin may raise blood pressure risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
This is Podium Series, a collaboration between Oil and wonderful Red Bull Racing. Precision-engineered products that bring out the best in every car.
The All Podium Series, engineered for exceptional results.
Check it out! Utah's rippable, dippable Cheesy Bites pizza and ranch lettuce white with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy-filled bites, everyone's gotta be dunking it. The Cheesy Bites pizza and new ranch lettuce white. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
The Barn Bar, the county's best hangout, just got better. Here's the Living Smooth, with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light.
Right. Jarowski and Blaney's car's trash.
33 drivers are going to split into the eye of a tornado. Let's go.
It's the biggest race of the year. It's the most historic.
You're riding with Ryan Blaney. And when that right rear's broke like that, you're along for the ride, Kevin. You don't have any control of the car.
Not at all. And the way that left front fender caught that right rear tire of Ryan Blaney's, it just ripped all the suspension right off of it.
Brad Keselowski. Now, Keselowski has gone to pit road for repairs. So has Kyle Busch. Blaney has gone to the garage. This all starts when the Fords start coming to pit road, and it looks like the ones up front slow down a lot more than some drivers were expecting.
Man, he saw that hole. He tried to go for it. Almost made it.
So Cole Custer is at the head of the line, bringing the Fords to pit road. Watch back at the 21 and the 8. No contact, but the 8 and the 6 get together with the 48, and then Blaney's involved.
Yeah, and I don't think Ryan Blaney thought he was going to get hit. And those cars at the last second took a dive the other direction down into that right rear tire.
I don't think they were ready for, Custer and those 3 cars there to slow down as much as they did, as early as they did, and it just stacked them up. That's a product of green flag stops. It's a dangerous situation. It can get you in trouble and take yourself out of the race. Those are good cars. Brad out of the car. Massive bummer for him. He was looking forward to this race.
in a big way. 6-time winner.
Brad's car has been hauled to the garage area. The cleanup continues here along pit road. From the drone over the ball field there, 4 cars involved, minor damage to Bowman. Now Kyle Busch returns to the race. Blaney and Keselowski's cars, well, one in the garage and one on the way there.
Yep, so Logano's up front for
in
now.
the car in hopes they can make repairs and get him back out there.
Well, these new rules this year, I'm a big fan of. It gives these teams another chance. You know there's going to be another wreck. Might give you some big time points. Get back out there.
COPD is an ugly reality. I watch as this world just keeps getting smaller. But then, Trelegy helped us see things a little differently. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trelegy keeps airways open for a full 24 hours and prevents future flare-ups. Once daily Trelegy also improves lung function, so he can breathe more freely all day and night.
Trelegy won't replace the rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trelegy more than prescribed. Trelegy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsening breathing and chest pain, mouth and tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about once daily Trelegy for COPD, because breathing should be beautiful all day and night.
Guacamole? Is this for real?
It is for real, yes. Nothing is frozen. Everything is made fresh every day. If you see an open kitchen, you gotta trust the food. It's as good as it gets.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Tired of struggling with impossible messes in your tub and shower? Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser cuts through 100% of the grime that some sprays leave behind, and it replaces multiple cleaning products. Switch to Mr. Clean Foaming Bath Magic Eraser.
This is Hodiak Series, a collaboration between Armorall and Oracle Red Bull Racing. Precision-engineered products that bring out the best in every car.
The Armorall 4U series, engineered for exceptional results.
If you're planning on all getting together, why stay in hotel rooms and not be together? Get an Airbnb and actually get together.
The NBA playoffs are pulling everybody in from everywhere.
Clear up.
Watch this. The fans on the edge of their seats.
This crowd is flooding. It's showtime.
This is what you love about playoff basketball. Don't miss this.
We're under caution for the 4-car collision at the entrance to pit road. Ryan Blaney's car in the garage. He has now climbed out of it. His 4th DNF of the year, most of all drivers. Now, the question is, with 47 laps complete and us running around under caution, some of these drivers have taken to drive down on the apron to make sure fuel is getting to the pickup in the fuel cell, because, Larry, could some of these fellas run out of gas under caution?
Yeah, because the last 10 laps before that caution, we kicked the pace up. They were using more fuel, and I'm hearing a lot of drivers saying, I'm seeing my fuel lights start to flicker. So they need pit road.
Kyle Busch is back out.
Pit road has not yet opened because of cleanup from fluid from Brad Keselowski's car. It looks like they have the grease sweep all picked up now, so pit road should open next time around. We got some audio from Josh Berry as all that unfolded. He was right behind the cars that crashed.
Yeah, and really it's hard to tell until we hear from the drivers exactly what happened, but it's something like that where Brad was
going to pit, and then Kyle didn't think he was going to pit, but it looked like Brad was going way too fast. So I'm not exactly sure how to dissect this one all the way.
Well, remember, those plans that they talked about prior to this race are different. Kyle Busch was in a Chevrolet. Those two were Fords. Those plans couldn't be together. I think Kyle Busch was just planning on going with them when he saw them move.
So there are 16 cars that have not yet been on the pit road.
Right. I mean, I think that's why you didn't see a hand gesture or anything else out of that other car in a different manufacturer. He didn't know the plan. He was just going to do what they did.
And a lot of times the plan, they don't even really talk about it. And there's code words and different things that happen in the
Also, did you hear what happened in Vancouver, Canada?
Yeah. What those words are and what they mean. Now, because Ryan Blaney was involved in that crash, he is required to go to the care center and check out his mental issue or something. We can get a look at him and the other drivers involved. Terrorism. And Brad Keselowski out of the race.
Still
as now pit road is open. Here comes Josh.
Fortunately, we got on that 22 car, not all the way happy with that car, but they'll fuel and get tires for him. For Kyle Larson, he's been quiet on the radio so far.
What?
Yes. She saw it with a quick splash and go. Job well done by the 19. Bring it.
Austin Cindric and the two cars changed their plans. I think originally they were going to go gas and go, opted for the 4 tires, as Larry McReynolds just said. Things are good in the car. A little hot on the gear test for them.
So at least the 16 drivers who have not been to pit road come in this time.
Chase Elliott will win the race off pit road.
Daniel Suarez stays on the racetrack. He's going to pit the second time by. 49 of 60 laps complete in stage 1.
NBA playoffs are pulling everybody in from everywhere.
Clear up.
Watch this. The fans now on the edge of their seats.
This crowd is flooding. It's showtime.
This is what you love about playoff basketball. No history.
Check it out. He showed up with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza and his A game. Slicing through the lane, feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever. Here's a Hut. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new ranch lovers flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
Sorry, bud. Not while I read.
Hey, who let the dogs out? Spruce, a new weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. Does it actually work? Visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. Spruce, the new, hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
You're sick. On vacation. Now your wife is faced with going out there with them alone. But mom's having none of that. She got you a virtual visit with Amazon One Medical. And soon, beds will get delivered right to the hotel. Because no one gets out of joyful family fun. No one.
On Medicare, living with diabetes, progress is having your coffee like you like it, without an audience. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor.
Yeah, Adam's aware of it.
Covered by Medicare for more people managing diabetes with insulin. This is progress. Ask your doctor about the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor.
This is Joseph Newgarden. Joseph was conceived to win races. Stop drinking milk at 2, take it back up at 32. Good for strong bones. Tell that to his clavicle. Joseph wins even when he loses. This is his wife, his Tuesdays, his hand-eye coordination. He might have the greatest jawline in sports. It's not that handsome. And on Sundays, Joseph flies. Welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
Directing his final NASCAR race today, Ari Kettner. Thank you for all your contributions to NASCAR.
Look at I.
Yeah.
That check from the NASCAR Foundation and Fox Sports. $31,000 donation in honor of his 31 years with Fox.
Yep.
Going to the nonprofit group Artie
Yeah, that's him.
Autism Delaware. I've worked with Artie since 1984 back at CBS, and we don't always agree on every facet of covering auto racing, but I promise you, there's nobody in any production truck anywhere in America that has more passion for auto racing and for his craft than Artie Kempner. We wish you well on your new venture.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking back, maybe one or two NASCAR races that I can remember. Maybe.
Hello, California Road Video. Sorry I didn't see your thing. Day's been pretty good. There he is. Anyways, Chris Buescher's gonna leave the seal back to green.
Laps to go in stage one.
You want to see him go at it now. That's exactly right. These guys know that they want to gather as many points as possible in this stage in case something happens in the next stage or at the end of the race.
Oh, there goes Christopher Bell. Oh, wow. Chris Buescher got P.
That was right there at the front. He had Hamlin, his teammate, pushing hard on the outside on the exit of turn 2. Let's see what happens here.
Christopher Bell on the radio says, "I'm okay," and drops the window net to show that to the AMR safety crew that's quickly on the scene. Saw two cars heavily involved there, but Bell just had a hard hit, much like Connor Zilich's in yesterday's Xfinity Series race.
You can see the nose of Denny Hamlin was right there pushing on the outside. It was time. You knew that they were going to ratchet up the intensity going to these points at the stage end.
Looks like Chris Buescher.
Yeah. Chris Buescher out of his car. Buescher and Bell took the restart green flag side by side.
Okay, right there on the outside, you can see him getting pushed by the 11. The exit at turn 2. There's a little bit of a tap, kind of dancing across the back bumper, Kevin. He gets loose, gets into Buescher on the bottom.
Well, one thing with those Toyotas, the Toyotas are hard to push. I read Tyler Reddick that very same way that Denny Hamlin just turned Christopher Bell right there off the front of his front bumper. And there's a little crown on the front of those front and rear bumpers of those Toyotas, and they're much harder to push than the Fords are.
See how that wall comes out right there? He hit that thing on the
hard hit.
That is a huge hit.
And it happens before you even know what happened. From Denny Hamlin's standpoint, you think you're just doing the right thing, and that car will just take off like Christopher Bell's did right there. If something is just misaligned just a little bit.
Let's watch from the Celsius cam on board Ryan Preece, who was right behind them.
You see it start dancing across the back bumper.
Yeah, it's that side-to-side movement, and with that crown on the front and back bumper, when it went right, and when it came back to the left across the front bumper of Denny Hamlin with that little bit of bow on the back bumper, that's when it turns those cars sideways, when they start moving up and down like that.
And it just cleaned off the 17 from the inside of the front row.
Where did the radiator fly out of that car?
You know, the one thing that's consistent since we've been going to these Gen 7 cars, guys, I did a little digging this week, and I'm like, all right, where do these wrecks happen, right? And the average is 1.6. That means those first two cars normally are where the wreck starts. There's a prime example of just that.
So the 30-year-old from Norman, Oklahoma, dropped the window net, climbed out, but that was a very hard hit for Christopher Bell, and very much the same way that his Daytona 500 ended to start this season. Here's some radio from Denny Hamlin's car.
Well, I mean, certainly nobody had more experience than Denny Hamlin of winning these tracks.
Like he said, a little up tap, all good.
On Medicare, living with diabetes, progress is having your coffee like you like it, without an audience. The Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor can help lower your A1C over time. Covered by Medicare for more people managing diabetes with insulin. This is progress. Ask your doctor about the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor.
Hey, Sweaty. Sweetie, you good?
Someone stole my Old Spice antiperspirant. Now smelling like perspirant.
I did. Wears 24/7 sweat protection.
You did this to my pets.
Check it out. He showed up with Pizza Hut's Cheesy Bites Pizza and his A game, slicing through the lane, feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever. Here's the Hut, the Cheesy Bites Pizza, and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
You want to know what the horses?
Oh, that's cute. That was at the post from.
The giant
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee prices.
How old is this tablet, by the way?
I don't know. It's not the current one.
So this is an older model?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone said that 1988 is coming back up this way on the MWCRV, but it won't probably get here until nightfall. They're stopped in Tehachapi right now. Oh yeah, they got a train show down there.
The bigger food houses in the today.
Let's see. Yeah, the restart might be close to 3 laps to go.
Fox 40 Plus, available now on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Ouch. Here's Chris.
Yeah, and those are both really big shots, and that Chris Buescher shot. When you hear that car just make that one loud impact, and it's not a couple of different impacts, it's such a blow to inside the car, Clint.
That's as hard as you can hit. All right, let's go back to the caution at lap 44. Brad Keselowski knocked out of the race. Here's Josh.
Oh, man.
Brad Keselowski checked a release from the care center.
Yeah, one of my followers are saying that Brad should just retire and just give up to Haley or Cole Custer who need a better ride.
Pit road as fast as they could, Josh, and we were kind of the ham and the sandwich. He got squeezed.
Yeah, Brad hasn't scored a single top 10, so yeah. I mean, people's reasons for saying he should retire is warranted, but still.
Hate that ruined not just our days, but several other people's days. But I don't think I can do anything different. That's right.
Very frustrated. That's the first of 2 cautions today. That one taking Ryan Blaney and Keselowski out of the race, and Josh also caught up with Blaney.
Ryan Blaney has been released from the care center. And Ryan, could you sense anything about to happen there during that pit cycle for the wreck?
No, I feel like we're all usually pretty decent getting to pit road. Just kind of that point in the race, it's like, all right, everyone's going to save some gas and then pit, and everyone usually does a really good job of letting people know. And so I didn't sense chance anything was going to happen. And for really what I could see, that Six was trying to get the pit road with his group, and I don't know if the guy behind him didn't know, didn't see, and just kind of ran over. And when they got hooked together, they were going up the track. So I just kind of committed to the bottom, and I think they hurt someone on top and like ricocheted six back down the racetrack into me. So that's
he puts his arm in the window. Then he tries to bite on his hand.
Oh man, we've just been rooting with those this year. Hopefully we can get it sorted out and get a little bit of bullshit on our side. I appreciate it, man.
If I were that guy, I would have been on his hand and smoked some flesh and good stuff. But yeah, you ain't taking it.
On to Texas, hopefully we can have a clean race there and have a shot to win.
Also got the thing here about posting 2105.
You see the one with the all those pictures he posted?
Yes. All right, here we go. Back to green.
Cody Ware out there with 51 car on the bottom, second row.
Well, we saw last time we didn't make it off of turn 2 when these guys started pushing and shoving right here. You're gonna see that all over again.
What you see is that kind of a mix-up of the manufacturers. There's nobody with necessarily the right help that they're looking for behind them. It's going to have to make do with what you got. That's a Toyota and a Ford on the outside with Hamlin and Freeze, and a Toyota Ford on the inside with Wallace and Ware. I saw on Reddit this morning somebody had done a Talladega bingo card, and Cody Ware's name was in position 45. It was pretty funny, actually. I'm not sure how many of the scores are covered here in stage number 1. Hamlin on point as they come to 3 to go. Good help behind them. You see Bubba Wallace on the inside. He owns that car. It'll be interesting to see what he does if they catch him down the backstretch. Which line does he stay with there?
Well, a lot of times what will happen on these restarts, it'll take them a lap or two to kind of get everything pushed back together with all that energy. And as we get towards the last lap in this stage,
Elliott ducking out.
See guys pop out of line like we saw Chase Elliott right there. Didn't get any help right there on the back straightaway. Looked like Ty Gibbs was behind him and lurking in the outside row.
Bubba's catching that front row. Here he comes on the inside with Denny Hamlin 2. That's going to be the choice here. Haley's number 7 and Gibbs 54. In position to get that final stage point. 10 points to the winner and a playoff point. He's got good help behind him. I'm staying right where I'm at. 2 to go.
Austin Dillon clocks in a fast time. Speaking of yesterday, Jeremy Clements in yesterday's Xfinity race, he also clocked in a fast time in the 51 car. Riley Herbst and Cody Ware up at the front. Oh, wow. Dang, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., where'd you come from?
Oh my God, they're so close. Final lap, stage 1.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa, they almost crashed. Larson going to the lead now.
He missed that walk at the outside was the biggest thing.
You see that bottom lane making up a lot of ground right there. Bubba Wallace getting a push from Cody Ware.
Larson up top, who has never won at Talladega, trying to get a stage win here.
Larson winning a stage like track was not on my radar.
Dang, Larson's getting a huge run. And here comes William Byron on the highest side. Here they come to the line. Kyle Larson, stage 1 winner. Byron came up to sneak in a second place. William Byron, Ricky Stenhouse, Chase Elliott, 4th place. Okay. Oh yeah, he definitely finished 4th. Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin, A.J. Allmendinger, Cody Ware, Riley Herbst in top 10, and Ty Dillon get a top 10. in this stage. How about that?
Sometimes depressive lows
Well,
and
didn't
unpredictable highs can make it hard to get out of your head.
I've got some.
Finding relief may help you break through. Ask about Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs.
Either
Vraylar
I'm
treats
gonna be
depressive,
either I'm
acute
gonna be
manic, and
relieved
mixed
or I'm not.
episodes of bipolar 1 in
It's
adults.
one of those two
Proven full
things.
effect relief for all bipolar 1
It's either be
symptoms. Vraylar isn't
finish this
approved for
out,
elderly
get to good
patients with
rights ahead.
dementia-related psychosis due to increased risk of death and stroke. Report changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts to your doctor. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles, or confusion, which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle weakness, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death. Weight gain and high cholesterol may occur. Difficulty moving, tremors, slow or uncontrolled body movements, restlessness and feeling like you need to move, sleepiness, nausea, vomiting, and indigestion are common. Side effects may not occur for weeks. Vraylar. Breaking through to relief. Ask about Vraylar.
When your child drives at night, there's a lot to worry about. One wrong move could change everything.
Drive a new Honda with the confidence of Honda Sensing from just $259 a month. Search your local Honda dealer today.
they say in the so it's now 1:30, Mom, and so this is a rough estimate on when the train should get to Sacramento by this point. It's just an estimate, not an assumption.
Alexis, show alternate routes.
Yeah, Adam's there at K Street right now.
The future. Sometimes it's a work in progress. Other times it's pretty well thought out. The tech forward and tech ready Lexus NX.
Lease the 2025 NX 250 for $399 a month for 39 months.
Want the best hybrid cars and SUVs? Honda is KBD.com's best EV hybrid brand from just $289 a month. Choose from CRV, Civic, and
Also, the Z train passed through Stockton half an hour ago, so they're going to be meeting it.
And Apple TV. There's no reason to try the $5 meal deal with meal without. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the price makes 5. Get more than you expect. The $5 meal deal with meal with that. End of 1997, when Ken Squire stepped aside from anchoring CBS and moved into the host role, they moved me into the anchor seat. And of course, the first race I get to call was Dale Earnhardt's Daytona 500 win. And that's the clip that seems to resonate and follow me, everywhere I go. We'll be walking in a crowd, walking toward the booth, and people are still going, 20 years of trying. It's like, okay. Dale Earnhardt's happy hour. Boy, that was fun doing your podcast.
Didn't realize that 1998 Daytona 500 was Mike Joy's first broadcast.
Produced by Fox Sports. And, sometimes the internet will misquote us and have some fun with clickbait, but gosh, enjoyed that. Thank you.
Well, I enjoyed having you, and I really, the thing that a lot of people don't understand is you have so much of a history in this sport, and so much.
Somehow they made it back to
so
the end of the stage without another wreck somehow.
Hear you tell those stories.
Well, my history is about the same as you 2 years combined, but my beginning has been a lot wider than straight out the windshield.
Yeah, it's your absorption level that you have over us. That's the advantage you have over us. You can really talk about your age, our age, and everybody before us. That's what you have over us.
I think that
I don't remember what I did yesterday.
The biggest thing Mike has is a memory, is what you're saying.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, we get to have a lot of fun doing it on the podcast and, of course, here at Talladega and every Sunday on Fox. Let's get back to it here with Kyle Larson leading. How about that? And what a week he has had. He was up at Indianapolis for the test this week. Had a little difficulty.
There's Carson, host of ours camera.
They can fix and repair. Here's what happened in the open test in his HendrickCars.com McLaren. The Chevy Power.
Hit the wall. Boom.
And he said, well, I crashed in Indy. I got that out of the way. It really wasn't that bad, and the car is repairable. So then He goes on this weekend and wins a World of Outlaw race at Jacksonville, Florida. Here he is trying to win Talladega. Josh.
I started with 24. William Byron said he might have a steering issue with that car. Rudy Fugle told him nothing we can do about it right now. They get fuel only. Kyle Larson with the stage win. Fuel only for him as well, baby.
Chase Elliott comes down for the second time today. 4 tires and fuel. Bubba Wallace in the 23. V2 on pit road for the second time. They're going to wait 2 extra seconds on fuel. You see there, 1, 2, and down you go. Sing it.
There's the race off. Now, this is not for the lead because a number of drivers stayed out. 5 cars, led by Carson Hocevar, along with J.J. Haley, Kyle Busch, Anthony Alfredo, and B.J. McLeod. Kyle Larson, stage 100.
Which means that the bugs are back. Join the more than 7 million adults, like Maria, who've taken Ozempic. I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 10 years ago. It was overwhelming, but it didn't stop me from working on my salon. I'm Maria, and this is what my Ozempic era looks like. I'm lowering my A1C, and I lost some weight too. I also learned some people take Ozempic to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events like stroke, heart attack, or death, and others take it to lower the risk of worsening chronic kidney disease. Don't share needles with friends or reuse needles. Don't take it if you or your family have NTC, MEM2, or are allergic to it. Stop taking it. Get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck or any of these allergic reactions. Tell your provider if you plan to have surgery or a procedure, are nursing, pregnant, or plan to be. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas, gallbladder or severe stomach problems, or changes in vision. Call your prescriber if you have any of these symptoms. Taking with a sulfonylurea or insulin may raise blood sugar risk. Common side effects include nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, stomach pain, constipation. Some side effects lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems. Discover the GLP-1 with the most FDA-approved uses. Ozempic.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. It's a commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
That's CFNR you're hearing. Working Tracy. This was back when they had the green and white scheme compared to today.
I love shoes. You find them in the store. You know, they like call you, but it hurts. The best ones hurt the worst. You're walking around going, I don't want anyone to know that I'm not happy. Stuck in the arch supports, and I felt so much better. I'd say Good Feet helped with all of my great shoes. They turned out to be something that actually works for me. My name is Ava, and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself. 3 personalized doses of cocaine at the Good Feet store. Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles
Video
in
here
the
of
country?
Clark driving Fremont back when they had older signal.
By offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles. Fox 40 Plus, available now on Roku, Fire, and Apple TV.
Next week, NASCAR heads to the Lone Star State for a triple header of racing action with the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series.
We are in the spotter stand for a live here, of course, at Talladega Super Speedway, the highest point game inventory for spotters. They're about a mile away from what they're spotting for the most part, where their cars and drivers are on the track. And it's so critical for them to communicate to their drivers, especially the Super Speedway. Jim, you have a cap cam on to show us exactly how they're all up here and communicate to their drivers.
Hey, Chris, I just think as you look at the cars in turns 3 and 4 right now, you can't really make out any of that. So all these guys wear binoculars. And one of the things that really stuck out to me as I walked up to the platform where they're at is you just look how narrow this is. And there's really no room. Freddie Kraft was nice enough to let us stand in his position. But this perspective, we're high,
that it's hard to make out the cars without binoculars.
Yeah, look like railbirds. So what does a driver want to hear? And some like cheddar, some like simple, like a producer in your ear, keep it short.
Yeah, very simple. Yeah, absolutely. I think every driver likes something different. Joey Logano, he likes a lot of information. We've heard Paul Presley really kind of drive the car for him. Chase Elliott, the exact opposite. He gets smarter. He wants minimal information. I think they're the two extremes. So you just tailor your spotter to what your driver likes best.
All right, and Chris is the spotter for Denny Hamlin, who's working efficiently. Do you talk to other spotters as well?
I do talk to other spotters. Our Toyota group right here in a line together, so we communicate about them more than anybody. But if I need to get related to something pertinent, I do go back to them.
You trust the other guys?
I do, yeah.
Okay, I know you got to get back to work. One thing you're going to hear no matter what, JB, I'm sure a spotter has it in his back
See
pocket
Max
here.
Pappas there up on the spotter stand.
Thanks, Chris. You guys have fun up there. Get sunscreen. All right.
Oh, good. We're coming to the green.
Pit road. First year's reading.
On the 77 car came back down, came down.
It's like Anthony Alfredo in the 62 will stay.
Take a look at this. We don't see this every day on the track. Takes his helmet off.
See that helmet change.
The helmet was not fitting the top right side of his head properly. It was giving him some pain up there when he looked through the corners. So many vibrations in these cars, so they opted to go ahead and change it now, so he would not have that on his mind later on in the race.
All right, Oscar remains on the lead lap. Now, one driver did not pit. Beard Motorsports, a part-time team out of Michigan, the non-chartered team, operated by the Beard family. Anthony Alfredo, the Richfield, Connecticut driver, is at the wheel, and they have elected not to pit. He finished a career best third in this race last year by using a strategy different than others. And here we go again. So, getting ready to come green. Watching William Byron from the Cowboy Camp, Radio.
Hello, Brian Rockwell fan. Welcome to the live stream. All right, time for the start of stage 2. Anthony Alfredo and William Byron on the front row. Here we go. Stage 2 is green. Oh yeah, make sure to give this stream a like and all that too.
It really has. It's been quite the vicissitude for Kyle Larson. He won that stage, got a speeding penalty all the way to the back of the pack, and now you see these guys up front, William Byron.
Hey, there's the Jack Brings car.
Definitely a different look for sure. And now it's really a mixed bag up here. And that's what happens in a lot of these races when
Hocevar was at the back because he had to change his helmet.
get penalties and different things starting to happen. All of a sudden those plans start to go out the window. You have to start developing a new plan. Sure, if those cars come back together and you can get Fords hooked up, then it will be better to work with your teammates. But right now it's pretty mixed up.
When you're talking about Fords hooking up, look at this guy right here, Joey Logano, pushing Chastain all the way to the front. Power move. Here they come, baby. Well, the Trackhouse cars up at the front, but Suarez is down in the bottom lane, and Chastain is way up top. No way they can get to each other to help. "67 laps complete. The next stage break at lap 120. Race fans, now it's time for Straight Talk, sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless.
Quarter off the 99. Still 3, still quarter, half off, half off. 1 off, 3/4 off, bottom 3, let him come to you. Got him picking up off that corner, here he comes, coming to you. Quarter off, quarter, don't let him get too far back. Got a half. John Hunter is on the second lane, Byron, John Hunter, Austin Dillon. Still common 3.
SVG's made his way into the top 10. Look at this. Anthony Alfredo blocking both.
Straight talk from the spotters as Anthony Alfredo from Richfield, Connecticut, leads him at Talladega, driving for a team with one full-time employee right now.
Yeah, Mike, I know he stayed out, but he's not that far off sequence with everybody else. He was one of the cars that came in and topped off at lap 55. Plus, he only had about 5 laps on his tires, so he's really not that far off sequence as far as fuel is the rest of the field.
Yeah, the only thing that can really hurt him bad is if he has to pit or something by himself. So hopefully he can fall into a window that he can fall into. I think that's definitely the hope to try to do that. But right now he's leading the race.
4 Chevrolets out front. Alfredo, Daniel Suarez, William Byron, and Ross Chastain. This is the 6th time that Beard Motorsports has led at Talladega, the only track in the NASCAR Cup Series where they have led laps. With different drivers going back to Brendan Gaughan. How about that? BJ McLeod co-signed the pit road, and he will turn into the garage. He will be the 5th car out of the race. Let's go back to
BJ McLeod to the garage with engine issue. Yeah, that's gonna be terminal.
Huge check for Christopher Bell. You finally get yourself in position, Christopher. You're at the front of the pack, and then all things go sideways. What exactly happened?
I mean, it's speedway racing. That's what it is. You have to push in order to be successful, and sometimes push on bigger waves. So, yeah, I just that's what it's going to come down to. It's a shame that
It looks like Ryan Newman was at Tony Stewart's NHRA race.
You be there at the end, but you always run the risk of taking a push at the wrong time, whether it's lap 50 or the white flag at 187. So, just didn't make a very long race.
Tough break for Bell, who's bound to be a championship contender. We got 17 different leaders. John Hunter Nemechek in that 42. That's to be the 18th.
Yeah, and we've heard Christopher Bell talk a lot about very openly about his disliking super speedway racing. So you can definitely sense the frustration right there. But right now we've got Ross Chastain leading this field.
Chastain, he was on our list, Kevin. We were talking about this pre-race and preparing for this weekend even. Who are the drivers that are needing a big win and change, turn things around for their season? And those 2 cars up front, Nemechek and Chastain, need just that.
Those 3. How about Joey Logano?
That his team is. I'm not quite as worried about him as I am those other teams.
Logano's not had a top 5 finish this season. It's the deepest into a year. I think a defending champion has gone without a top 5 since 1952.
Yeah, you really see the onboard cameras. You can see those drivers' helmets moving around right there. These cars are pretty rigid, from the ride quality standpoint. You can really see the helmets and things bouncing around on these cars in between headrests.
Eric Jones putting to the inside there, trying to make it 4 wide. That's some momentum. Gets back pretty close quarters. I think you're seeing these cars start to pull the reins back a little bit. So
Look at that 4 wide.
Getting 4 wide pretty quickly.
So pole sitter Zane Smith in the 38 has fallen back to the
So,
end
yep,
of the top
it was
20.
Larson that got a penalty.
Fill us in on their strategy.
Well, Mike crew chief Ryan Portetti for Zane Smith, the pole sitter sitting here watching this car right now, Ryan. You have all kinds of computers going on, trying to manage what's going on with the track with your driver. How much is this right now to manage for you as a crew chief?
It's a lot going on here. Just trying to manage track position, fuel miles, and everything. So first stage didn't shake out like we had a lot of potential in the car, just gotten wrong lane there in the stage. So I think the car's pretty good here. We're just kind of managing the top lane here. Looks like he jumped back to 4 wide, so we're 2 from the top. I like that position for fuel saving. So car potential's there. He's got to make the right move for the rest of the race.
All right, good luck the rest of the race. Thanks for talking.
Sure.
Well, if it wasn't here, Ryan Burgundy might be up at Stafford, Connecticut today for Spring Sizzler, a race his dad competed in back in the day.
Well, you see right now, you see these cars back 4 wide, and as we told you earlier, when they're in those conservation modes, you see a lot of guys moving around, able to run that 3rd and 4th lane. But when they go back to the hammer down here, you'll see those lanes go back down to 2.
I like listening to that crew chief, and he liked where his driver was. Kevin, if you could, yes, tell me where I need to be to save the most fuel.
I think 4 or 5 rows back and really
Not right where
Yeah, right
yeah, I think the 2nd or 3rd lane just allows you to have the
Right,
most
what's
air
leading?
moving below you, around you, in
He's
front of you, behind you.
5
It
laps.
allows you to let off the throttle as much as possible. It's almost just
5
pulling
laps
you
difference
along without having to do
between
anything.
Literally pulling you along. You keep, all right, I'm going to look a little bit more, and that car in front of you just doesn't keep, he doesn't
I know that, but
and next thing you know,
I know
it's
that.
a foot down.
And from the driver's standpoint, you actually have a throttle percentage on the dash of your car. That's how you know that you're doing a good job. So if you can get that throttle percentage down to 40 or 50% in Zane Smith's position right there, you're really maximizing the potential of the fuel savings.
And he even had another layer about that crew chief on the box. All the engineers, what are they paying attention to? That very thing.
A bit
How
scary
much
in case
percentage of these
something does
drivers have
happen.
on there, they can calculate the fuel miles accordingly.
Now, 2 drivers who are not up at the front. We mentioned Kyle Larson, who won stage 1. He is 25th after restarting out back for a speeding penalty. The other is the 19, Chase Briscoe, led a bunch of laps early. 15, he's led the most laps today. But Briscoe had a 5th penalty for removing equipment, so he had to restart out back. Briscoe's up to 26.
So this is a lot like a horse race, and you see that. Looks like Chase Elliott right there rubbing up against the wall down the back straightaway. He's got that thing high, white, and handsome up there down the back straightaway in that 4th lane.
Looked to me like Nemechek and the 22 car danced around a little bit. He had to move him up the track. He may have rushed the wall.
Jamie?
How about Ross Chastain? Right there leading the field on the outside line. Started this race 32nd. Car is pretty good, but here's one, just a couple of drivers I heard today complaining about the handling of the car, saying he was loose earlier. So on their first round of stops, he took 4 tires, and they made an air pressure adjustment for him. Last stop, no tires. Car right now is good, Mike.
That's close. 185 mile an hour, H7. Going to Myron right in the middle of it. And Ross Chastain leads Josh Berry, 79 laps complete.
Chili's wanted to reintroduce the presidents and margaritas to a NASCAR audience, but that was pretty complex, so we came up with the kitchen line. Presidente, Presidente, that's all I want to do. Presidente. Now, is this here country song about Chili's Presidente margaritas just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente margaritas? Yep, sure is. Presidente.
Motorsports isn't complicated. It's made up of races where you go as fast as you can, as best as you can, as sideways as you can, and whatever this is. Our team, Toyota Gazoo Racing. We make some seriously fast cars. Like this one, and this one, definitely this one. And they all have great drivers, ones that win, like win a lot. Look at all these legends. The hottest drivers right now are him, her, and this guy.
The freight train just left Oroville about Oroville an hour ago. Just past West Linda. It's a small town next to what do you call it? Next to Marysville.
To oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service, all driven by one mission: to keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
What do you got there?
Grandma.
Time machine?
Yes.
You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a wedding lunch.
Yeah, I already have
Oh,
ate
Sitting
half
on my
of
lap
mine.
like last time.
big,
Fine.
huh?
But I'm
Yeah,
bringing
it's
this.
okay. Don't buy it anymore. I don't want, you know, I ate half of mine.
The right money moves
You
aren't as
could've used
far
it 'cause
fetched
I
as you
never
think.
It's okay.
Those are gonna all work out. Thanks, Mr. Bay.
Coffee mate is the world's
It
biggest
doesn't,
coffee lover.
I don't know,
Because
it tastes good together.
I have a thought.
I was gonna buy
Do
a
you have a
pancake, but then. that
No,
was,
you don't have a sign.
I was there,
Fine, you're the biggest coffee lover.
you should have bought
From
it.
the community to campgrounds,
You can have the other one, honey.
Okay.
International Speedway.
And the bigger one, huh? I don't know.
Flying all weekend long, with free races and endless opportunities for a good time. Family-friendly entertainment meets race fans for speed from sun up to sundown. Kick off summer with a bang and discover why a NASCAR race in Michigan, and what you're thinking, is anything but slow. Get your tickets today at mispeedway.com.
Two big crashes early on in stage number one. The first taking Brad Keselowski and Ryan Blaney out of the race at lap 44. At lap 52, Denny Hamlin got into Christopher Bell, and Chris Buescher got tied up and into the inside wall. Bell and Buescher out of the race. Also, BJ McLeod is going to the garage. The other 34 cars are all on the lead lap, and they're separated first to last by only 2 seconds.
Well, and they're very mixed up from manufacturer standpoint. We've seen that since the drop of the green flag here in stage two, and that happens, like we said earlier. You have to work with cars that you don't really want to work with, and sometimes that puts different manufacturers together. And right now, you see that on the outside lane. Ross Chastain has been up there the whole time, but we got 3 Chevrolets at the front of those lanes.
I like where you're going with that, and in my opinion, that's what caused one of our cautions, right? The wreck coming on the pit road and stuff. I think we had a guy that was in a different manufacturer, wasn't on the same page, didn't have that message delivered just after a run to come the wreck.
So one of these 3 Chevrolets is Alex Bowman right in the middle lane for Hendrick Motorsports. Alex stopped by the Ally activation here at Talladega to check out the open road sweepstakes prizes for the chance to win a VIP track experience, including a new truck and camper. Enter the Ally Racing Open Road Sweepstakes powered by HendrickCars.com. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to ally.com/sweepstakes/NASCAR. This is what Kevin and I were talking about on the podcast. For sponsors, activate. Make race fans your customers, and then help the sport by trying to make your customers into race fans.
Alan does a great job, and I did a Busch Beer report this morning. I did a Busch Beer appearance this morning, not a report. So there's just a lot of great sponsors that activate well in this sport, and Ally is one of them.
And that Wendy's, I love their activation. They've been in the infield, the Daytona, Talladega. We went up there to headquarters with Suarez. That's a fun activation. They get a lot of good with, and I think they've gained a lot of traction with the sport of NASCAR as well.
Good to see you. Here's Regan.
Like something else that Ally has to be happy with right now today is the work of Blake Harrison, this 48 team, with that 48 car, of course, caught up in that very first wreck as cars were coming to pit road, had some damage to the left front and left side door of the car. They spent a bunch of time on pit road repairing it. He was able to quickly get back towards the front here, and that 48 car right now is looking good. Alex has been quiet on the radio.
34 to go in stage 2. Larry, I'm curious. The Toyota strategy in stage 1 was to get their cars lined up and then get out front single file and change the pace of the race. How
how likely are we to see something like that here in stage 2? I don't know that we will in stage 2, Mike, but I will say this. The window's going to open with teams who want to get that right about lap 100. If I go back a year ago in stage 2, the Toyotas were the last to pit. But in the final stage where I think it really pays off, they were the first to hit pit road. Mike, I have no idea.
Well, I think that's the key. You're setting yourself up for the end, Larry, and I like what you said there. I wanted the track position. Get me into the pits, figure out your strategy where I'm the first one in there, put me out in front of these guys, and let me do my job. Me and my squad are going to go out there and keep it running.
Well, the other thing that happens too is these races get mixed up and those cautions come out. This stage has been a little more straightforward so far, but as we saw,
Anthony Alfredo becomes the second driver to lead 10 or more laps.
And the drivers inside the cars don't know the plan sometimes, and when it changes, and the engineers and the crew chiefs and everybody is developing that strand plan as it changes. So it's interesting to drive the car not knowing what's going on.
Well, and I'm watching, I'm hearing you say that, and I'm watching right there. Larson on the bottom, you see him put back over here on the right-hand side of your screen. He was on the outside, right, and he was out there in the stage because of that on the outside. Strategies change, plans change, and you've got to adapt. You have to learn the whole time you're out there what to get used to keep yourself in position.
Another Kyle Larson started 33rd under penalty. He's now up to 21st. Look at that packed grandstand from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Best since 1925. Happy 100 for the Goodyear blend.
I think coming to the end of this place, my whole career, obviously, it's been a long time there this weekend. This is about as much fun and the pipe and everything, the energy addition that I've seen in a long time. It looked great last night. It's just more concert, and it was a sea of people out there.
Anthony Alfredo has won 11 laps of Talladega. Next time by the halfway in stage 2.
Since Frankie Schneider at 1958. What about when Brendan Gaughan raced 60? The NASCAR Cup Series. What I meant. When Brendan Gaughan raced 60 on the Cup. Yeah. Like 2019. Apparently. So he did at least like 10 laps that day.
Applebee's 2 for $25. Choose one appetizer and 2 sizzling skillet entrees, including the new hot honey chicken skillet or sizzling steak entrees. Applebee's 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets.
When my doctor gave me Breastreak for my COPD, things changed for me. Breastreak gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breastreak. I need options. And by options, I mean one in every color.
Yes.
With cold steals, plus earn Kohl's cash. It's spring tops. Fresh towels, sandals, and more at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. And that's how you Kohl's.
Push Guy, cold and smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, take note of recognizable landmarks, like that. What's wrong with going in circles? Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
Head for the mountains.
It is stressful out there. Phone companies are making noise about great deals, but how do you know you're not paying more? The only things that comfort us that we trust. Tea, fresh pasta, tea. When you switch, not only can you save 20% versus the other retailers, the price of your rate plan won't change. 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change.
T-Mobile's new experience now you can save 20% today. Price won't change tomorrow.
These anxieties called the heartbeat command. The heartbeat's strong, steady, unwavering, like the people who keep this country moving, doing what they do best. Help the neighbors, it's an end. Get it done. And put the man on the America's most dependable truck with every Chevy truck. Every Chevy truck.
All right, we are now officially halfway through this race now.
NASCAR on Fox is sponsored by Ally, the bank that's your ally. 95 laps to go, 27 to go in stage 2.
Noah Gregson's up there 2 and 3rd.
Noah Gregson, Joey Logano, Josh Berry. And Stat Central just hands me this.
Oh, whoa. We got one car.
Number 62 car has led in a NASCAR Cup race since Old Dominion Raceway 1958. Frankie Schneider. That's that absorption level that he's got on his Kevin. No, that's Russell, our stat man. Big room full of servers he's got back in Charlotte. That's what it takes to outdo a vehicle. Room full of servers. Chastain just led this lap. That is the 38th lead change of the race, and we're not to halfway yet. Doing a good job keeping us halfway right here. Doing a good job keeping us right behind you. Josh Berry's pushing on that back bumper and have him dancing back and forth. Doing a good job keeping it underneath of him. You know he's aggressive with blocks, everything else, covering it. It's a good duel between us two. So before hitting the track for 5 miles today, plans for the trackhouse driver made a special pit stop at the Wendy's Test Kitchen.
Bacon, cheese, bacon, egg, and cheese.
Ross Daniel exchanged their skills
Or a big
test
steak.
drive. You can have some fun making noodles.
Should have one of each.
Frosty, are you kidding me? And that test kitchen is
That's too big there.
I mean, I'm talking everything is made and perfected right there, Kevin. It wasn't just the frosting for all the Chastain wasn't a very good frosting maker. We never listened very good. We had a head chef that literally perfects the
One of the ones
frosting. She told us
that
everything.
is almost look
Took the
like
red light on all 3 of them, messed it up. We redid it about 5 times. Of course, I messed my lines up a few times. We had a blast. That activation has been one of the best in this whole sport of NASCAR in the last 2 or 3 years, whether he did some in Talladega or anything in between. But boy, the Baconator, the son of a Baconator, the junior Baconator, all stayed right there. The Nerdle is the little privilege you have got, which is what I ever wanted to learn about. You know, my old man's big on that. Like, I've had him stop in a drive-thru and then call out the Nerdle. That's a terrible Nerdle. Get back. So that must be an old man thing you just said right there.
I've heard more about Frosties than I ever thought I would.
J.J. Haley appears to have still caught the fastest lap.
Andy Alfredo remains out front. Noah Gregson right behind it. Bobby Ware put it on the inside, then Bubba Wallace. And no rhyme or reason to what make is where.
Man, Joey Logano's already at 36 career wins already. Wow. Yeah, I'll admit I lost track of how many races Joey Logano has won over the course of his career.
You see that bottom lane surge, and then you have to kind of abort your strategy, get the track position back, and then you start saving fuel. So you want to be the first car in the line, and you want to be as far forward as possible in the track position game.
Josh Berry trying to bring that outside lane up even with him.
You got to have a good pusher. And you see Joe right there in second on the outside road. He's got a car that pushes really well, and those Fords are very well known for having that flatter front bumper and being better pushers than the other two makes.
19 different leaders, 39 lead changes, and 91 laps to go at Talladega.
Graduates, today you enter the real world, ready for whatever lies ahead, except for the following, which you're likely to find exceedingly difficult. Going to a NASCAR job, paying your taxes, putting on a duvet cover, taking off the duvet cover, realizing you're never going to go to the gym.
Almost every commercial we've seen up to this point, it's all been side by side for most of them. Up here comes someone to pit road.
Well, maybe they're finally listening.
Kyle Busch. Must be a scheduled stop. Well, Chastain has now become the third driver to lead 10 or more laps. Officially led 11. Noah Gragson sticking his nose out for the lead.
Get more than you expect. The $5 meal deal with new with that.
I wonder if this golf ball has hands-free driving.
Up here comes 62.
Sketches slip-ins are completely hands-free. I just step in and they're off.
It's Kubota Orange Days now through June 30th. Get zero down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details and find your
No,
deal
good,
at
Mom. It's at
KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Because it's at 1%.
Then Brad showed up with gang ribs and beef.
Needs to be charged, Mom. Those are already at 1%.
Mix, match, or happy with game.
Excuse me, are you shopping online while standing in line?
Yeah.
Me too. I just bought a croquet set using PayPal.
Cool.
And PayPal
Yeah,
lets me choose
the freight train's passing Pleasant Grove right now, just to let you know. Yeah, he just said Angel said they're hauling right now.
No fees, no interest.
Pay in store, pay online, pay over time. Don't just pay, PayPal. Selling a car is a big deal. You've had some big moments. Okay, and some wrong turns. But when you're ready to sell, Car Gurus is a big help. Get multiple offers instantly, so you choose the best deal. Car Gurus, the #1 most visited car shopping site.
Three quarters in the middle.
By the way, I just realized I think this is
Kyle Busch made an unscheduled pit stop for a right front tire, and Anthony Alfredo finally ran through his fuel. He did not stop on the fire caution and just came out of the drain for gas.
Kyle Busch, it was actually the left front tire completely down to the course on the car course. He was involved in an accident earlier on in the race. The team has done a fantastic job of repairing that car. They spent a lot of time on pit road, but this is another unfortunate break for him.
Now, he was able to stay on the lead lap. We'll see how things cycle through when pit stops begin. How soon, Larry?
Mike, I would say we're probably within anywhere 3, 4, 5 laps.
They're saying that it might be the Z train that might have to stop for the BNSF because it looks like they're not stopping. They're just going straight. And he told me that they're hauling it, and it means they're coming fast. The lead engine, the fake bonnet, has a RS3L horn. It's the one that has that like deep sound to it. You know, if a big one happens, it might warrant a red flag or lengthy caution laps, just so you know. And you know how red flags are.
Six was trying to stay on the racetrack and break as late as possible, and the 8 got in the back of him. Because he wasn't coming to pit road at all. So his plan was to keep going, and that caused an accident. So these secrets and everything that is happening are important, but we saw in this last cycle it caused a problem.
Inside lane has 3 Fords leading a couple of Chevrolets and a couple of Toyotas. Things are not yet formed up for a order by any of the manufacturers.
Yeah, I think they're all trying to get to the bottom of it. Sometimes they move down and thought they tried to admit the hole. I bet you they're coming to that controversy.
Right now they're having to go around Kyle Busch, who's all by himself down on the bottom after making that unscheduled pit stop for that left front tire that didn't have any more rubber left on it.
Most of them, my field predictor has somewhere anywhere from 3 to 5 laps left in the tank. Careful here. They all migrate around. That lot of traffic at Kyle Busch. Look at the chaos that is created.
And how many into that position? How many times have we seen that happen? From 1 lap car, 2 lap cars, and that field has to problem when those cars move around.
You sure don't want everybody to come in on the same lap. That would be chaos in the world. Now, takers this time.
And Mike, that's a good point. I'm glad that you said that. You know, the performance within ringside pit stop is exactly that. What group is going to help me come in and
More like undeserved champ of 2018, 2022, and 2024 for Joey Logano.
You know, making sure that I manage the brakes on the box, get into the block without sliding the tires, get out the fuel rolling, and get going in a line so I can create momentum better than the next line.
The one thing I see here are the Penske cars at the top of the racetrack. Now, in the incident that happened at lap 44 back in stage 1, the RFK Fords were pitting, but the Penske cars were not. They were intended to run longer. It looks like they may be doing the same thing here.
Well, a lot of times what will happen is the manufacturer, especially Ford, having Saturday being on the stage, they will split those groups up because ultimately you want 7 or 8 cars to come out of the pits and be in a single file line. That's really the fastest way to go because it doesn't have that big accordion effect by having too many cars in a line. So a lot of times the manufacturers will split their cars up in that strategy to try to create multiple fast lines.
That's Anthony Alfredo just in front of the pack. About to go a lap down. That will not be good news for Bush because it'll take Bush out of the 3-pass position. He's also one lap down.
What I'm seeing right now, the Fords, the majority of them have the least amount of fuel left right now.
And they're all going back around Alfredo at that time. I think they're definitely going to have to go another lap now.
No,
Yeah, on the radio, you'll hear if you're in the second lane and you're getting close to your fuel window, you'll hear that spotter start telling you, all right, lap 1.
I didn't charge your phone already then.
And you have on your dash a sticker that says 109 or whatever that lap is, and you know, look at your dash. The spotter will tell them, look at your
Look at
dash.
Denny Hamlin. He's like the last car in the draft back there. Same with AJ Allmendinger.
Lap 107, and that's your cue to come to pit road.
But, oh, wow. Carson Hocevar's up there now.
About half the straightaway. And the Ford's powered by on the inside look like Joey Logano. There's Hocevar's Chevrolet.
Come on, hurry up, pit. Up here.
One taker out of that entire pack.
Let's see.
Austin Dillon's in.
His teammate Kyle Busch stopped earlier. You know what? Chevrolet's pretty good with him. Don't run me out, Larry. I guarantee that's why he pitted. He was running out of fuel.
Well, right now, if you're in that second lane, you know that this is your lap to pit. You're panicking. You're in a spot where you can't get down, and these guys have a lot of lanes.
Back there waving.
I think drivers are signaling to the others that they're going to pit.
They're all mixed up right now. So if you wind up not being on the plan, you can see whoever comes to pit road at that time.
Yep, here they come.
Here come about half a dozen of them.
Whoa. Well, hey, SVG came in way too hot.
I don't think he got a stop, Kevin. Did anything miss his box?
They pulled into the wrong pit stop.
Oops.
Not hard to do when you've been running 190 miles an hour and suddenly you got to lower it down to 55.
Yeah,
That could be a speeding penalty.
with that experience of getting the cars blown up.
So Logano, Briscoe, Chastain, and Alfredo have now led 10 or more laps. Looks like Larson's going to lead them off. I saw Chase Elliott come in.
To no surprise.
Penalty, SVG, too fast entering.
110 laps and Chase Elliott too fast exiting pit road.
And those are the mistakes that we talk about. We see them every
Whatever.
single week, and it's just time after time. And we had Kyle Larson earlier. We now
Whatever.
Chase Elliott, SVG.
The big one can still happen, so that will be free spots.
Oh, it magnifies it because the field's going past at 195. And you've got
Yeah, well, we can't assume that it won't happen.
Well, again, I think
Yeah, it's all the Hendrick cars right there.
Somewhere around 10 cars is what Ford likes to do, and it's certainly not we saw at Chevrolet, but I feel like
Here comes the Fords.
A lot of hand waving among the Ford drivers, and here they come to pit road as we complete lap 1 of
Whoa, watch out. What? What? How do you... I'm not going to question you. Don't worry. I mean, not everyone's perfect, but come on, yeah.
Now they come out in a pretty orderly line. They're pretty well together. They are, and if you look down, you see these Hendrick cars and the Chevrolets have found one another pretty quickly, formulated that line.
Well, the bad news for them is there's only 4 of them.
And here comes
the rest.
Only 4 cars are left on the racetrack. I like this boundary. I think this one's going to be the one that prevails. And 2 of those 4 had already stopped under green, so trying to unlock themselves. Big group here.
Another mistake there, Mike. 99 too fast entry.
So here,
oh, why? Oh, what the? What? Whoa.
He's rolling. We stay green.
Okay.
And we'll find out what happened, but we saw this in qualifying.
Wow. Okay, NASCAR. You decide to keep it green. Okay, then. Dang, look at all them all jostling. Denny Hamlin's in. Michael McDowell, the 5th driver to lead 10 or more laps. Oh well. Stage end is coming anyway. Austin Cindric.
Only 2 of them, they're not close together. Down in turn 1, that whole pack is just going to inhale and overhaul them.
Yeah, and a lot of times what happens there, when you wait until the last cycle,
Michael McDowell and Denny Hamlin are coming.
Those groups start to slow down. You have to move around, and the groups get broke up, and you end up losing more time than you would have if you'd come in at the beginning. So they're definitely in a place that they don't have a lot.
My top pick is running 6 right now, 34.
Carson Hocevar's the race leader. Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Joe Logano. Rob Gilliland as we close in on 6 to go in stage 2. Another late block fight. And about stepping up again, you saw Bubba Wallace pull up in front of Logano.
Yeah, we've seen that happen over that 22 car.
That's the 3rd time.
Oh my God.
Oh, excuse me.
And you see Hocevar's hands right there. You can see when that 45 car gets attached to that back bumper from the driver's seat. You just want to try to feel that car and anticipate with the steering wheel the way that the car is being pushed from behind with that new momentum. So as a driver, you kind of have to guide that missile with that car being pushed.
You're holding on. And you heard Tyler Green, Hocevar's spotter, say, don't get too far out. Because that's when you lose the energy of the pack and things break up and you get overhauled.
Yeah, when we first went to that camera shot, you could hear him leak out of the throttle, so you actually manage that. You don't want to pull away. You slow yourself down to keep your car closer to that car behind you. That 2nd place and 3rd place car really dictate how fast that line will go, like how much that 2nd place car can push, and keeping that gap consistent.
Obviously, looking at the green flag pit stops and the performance within, Joe Logano first. And some of those other cars, I think it was Haley gained a lot of positions up there for race. Most of the big gainers were Fords up into the top 10. Byron's high on the
Byron's bailing out. Oh, wait, what?
Well, we heard him talk about steering issues earlier, so maybe that has reared its head again.
Can't you call it? All those that you just saw there back at the front,
More to go.
hit it in that big pack late. Yeah, and I heard Kevin tell me in the court meetings, we needed about 10 cars. I just didn't see that with those first two packs, about 6, 7, and then when they came off the pit road, they weren't together whatsoever. That bigger pack, when I saw that, like that big pack's going to pounce on them. Wonder about William Byron. Might it just be a decision to get out of town? We've still got a whole stage to run and the race to win. Maybe for him, stage points, just not that important.
Maybe, and I think some of that could be trying to get a fast lap too.
Jamie?
Jamie Hamlin intended to form that bigger group and included 2311 and his Toyota teammates, but he was on the top side, couldn't get down in time, so he came in a lap later. Now the team has shifted. His pit crew is on the wall there, bringing him down right there. This is Mark Stock in the bottom. We're going to take 4 tires here. See the tear off? We'll top him up with fuel right there. That way he can stay out at stage end.
That's it. Right there, Jamie.
Well, the train is holding for something, but it's not the Z train, for the bar path.
Riley Hurst, and it's also Ty Gibbs, and with him, Chase Briscoe, or a big Toyota together, they're not going to get left.
Well, we always see.
Oh, yep, I knew it. They are holding for the Z train.
We've seen these guys all pit together to try to flip the stage and put themselves in a position to not have to pit when this stage ends.
Here we go. It is in, Kevin. It's right here. Bubba Wallace top side. It's going to go back on the bottom of 4th, but Logano's teammate, Austin Cindric, is second on the outside. So
Here we go.
There. Carson Hocevar is up there. Tyler Reddick. Oh!
Whoa!
He got loose on the bumper of Cindric. Got inside of Logano. Talking about Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, that's right in that section on the back straightaway. Over those buses going into turn 3.
John Berry on the next I like that Josh Berry and Cindric has 2 cars there. Their teammate Logano on the inside.
They can make it back before they get racked now.
Last lap, stage 2. Who's going to get the stage win? The playoff.
Well, this energy is going to be
Final lap, stage 2.
Who can get that best energy, and then who's going to fly?
All right, Bubba Wallace.
Before somebody starts to make a move.
Bubba Wallace moves down to the bottom, walking the bottom lane. Momentum will come on the outside. Here comes Cindric.
Oops, Cindric going to the high side. Logano to the bottom. And Bubba Wallace, stage 2 winner. Wow.
It is the 4th stage win for Bubba Wallace at Talladega.
So, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Austin Cindric, Carson Hocevar, Ryan Preece, Tyler Reddick, Todd Gilliland, Zane Smith, and Josh Berry, your top 10. Joey Logano's the first driver to lead 20 or more laps today. We've already had 48 lead changes. Can't wait to see Racing Reference and see who stayed out front the longest.
3 epic teams, 4 legendary owners, all going out the World Cup. Now you're up to speed. You win.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag of the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best pepper, fresh never frozen beef, and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh. For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
When it comes to your wireless plan, don't settle for less. Get more with a free 5G phone and real unlimited data from Straight Talk. More ways to connect. I love you. More reasons to share. And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for them. Switch to Straight Talk and get a free 5G phone on us on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine?
You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a wooden ladder ticket. Can I come? Only room for one. How am I gonna go? Sit down my lap like last time, Ronald. Fine, but I'm bringing this.
Or you could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Those are gonna all work out. Thanks, you, man.
Pushkas, holding smooth survival skills. To avoid going in circles, take note of recognizable landmarks. Like that. What's wrong with going in circles? Different circles, Ross.
Okay.
And for the mountains.
All right, folks, the Indy 500 is just a month away, so we're going to do the Indy 500 trivia. Joseph Newgarden has won the last two Indy 500s. He's looking to become the first ever driver to win 3 straight. 2 drivers in history have won back-to-back Indy 500s and had a chance at the triple. Who were they?
He actually finished the damn thing.
Mario Andretti.
The horse he could actually get
Rick James won it 4 times, not consecutively.
Oh,
But
consecutive.
good guess it.
Hey,
Anytime, I mean, Mario Andretti, I was like, it was just got to be AJ Foyt, right? AJ Foyt, how do you leave that on the table? Al Unser, 2 in a row. And Elio Castroneves were the other repeat Indy
Lakers have a
winners in
6-point
consecutive
lead
years.
on the Timberwolves.
Look at the difference in the time frame to that. Al Unser does get, he didn't have the, the weight program and the nutritionists and all this stuff that the other 2 had. They didn't offer that back in the day. I think he looks pretty cool. I like him side chops. Al Unser. All right, not everybody's happy the way that stage ended. Here is car number 22.
well, he's mad because he really thought that Austin Cindric would push him to the start-finish line to the statement. And typically we see the Penske cars do that. They usually work pretty well together, but
He didn't have the right. He had to do it.
yeah.
You remember I called it. I said he had to let down the gas and hit the brakes and almost wrecked him. He tried to stay with him and it cost Cindric. In my opinion, Cindric should have went by him because he had a lot of momentum and probably wanted it himself. He stayed in line behind that teammate. Joey will go back and watch that again and have a different opinion of that. I know he's upset, but that's why he's a competitor and a 3-time champion. This was after the stage end. Run by Bubba Wallace. And Joey giving a thumbs up, I believe, to his Penske teammate. And you heard the audio on the radio. You see the run, he had to let down the gas. Look how bad they stacked up behind him. He was going to run him over. That's my opinion, Kevin.
Well, I hate to say it, but I think you're right. It pains me to have to say that.
Well, you and I fought over that back in the day.
Yeah. You don't understand the circumstances in it.
Why did he leave? What the heck going on? You watch it on Monday. And in all that, Kyle Larson comes back from a speeding penalty to finish third. Did you see how he shot to the bottom now? It's because they all stacked up. Now it starts to it looks like the Josh.
Well, frustrated Joey Logano, not happy with the car. He just said it was very empty. The guy just to give you some of the tightness.
Bubba Wallace happy with that stage. Then picked up his second stage win of the season. He comes to a stop. Charles denied out, and then he complained. He said, no complaints there. 4 tires filled up here.
Go to the next track in NASCAR.
Not short and away from the wall board. They have reminded them about that. We watched it a little bit earlier. You see right now it's trying not to. Car is good, and he said on the radio, it's all I can do not to wreck Joey there.
Race off the road, 2 Toyotas there, Briscoe and Brooks. Leave them on. Haley and Elliott did not stop. The whole NASCAR community is missing.
Everybody wipe the wash, Mom?
Passed away this week because all the Hendrick Motorsports Inspire cars. Jerry Petty on a Carolina neurosurgery and spine, cutting edge, huge practice in the field, and many of us In-depth to Jerry his medical expertise and his friendship with NASCAR, the Carolina Panthers, and the National
White
Football League. Check it out. It's unscriptable, dippable, cheesy bites pizza and ranch lovers flight with 3 flavors. It's a game changer. With 28 cheesy filled bites, everyone's gotta be dunking it. The cheesy bites pizza and new ranch lovers flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
What's the difference?
On Medicare, living with diabetes, progress is having your coffee like you like it, without arguments. The Freestyle reflux sensor can help lower your A1C over time. Covered by Medicare, more people managing diabetes with insulin. This is progress. Ask your doctor about the Freestyle Libre 3 Plus sensor. Valvoline Restore and Protect. A first-of-its-kind innovation that returns pistons to factory clean by removing up to 100% of deposits. Restore your engine to perform like new. Restore and Protect. Another first from Valvoline.
Excuse me, are you shopping online while standing in line?
Yeah.
Me too. I just bought croquet set and PayPal.
Cool.
Why?
He's not looking for chips.
Oh, no, you're not just singing it, are you?
They are taking it at 9:30.
I'm just PayPal to buy this ticket, and I'm paying it off in 4 payments. No fees, no interest.
You know what else is no interest? Me.
Pay in store,
Yes,
pay online,
Mom.
pay over time. Don't just pay, PayPal.
Sorry, bud. Not following me.
Hey, who let the dogs out? Spruce, a new weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people and pets. Does it actually work? Visible results in 1 hour and dead weeds in 1 day. Spruce works. Spruce, the new, hard-working, worry-free weed and grass killer.
Okay, so Chase Elliott's the leader.
Of any race in NASCAR who came to victory this far. Let's recap some highlights we have not had the big one yet, but we have had some crashes and that have taken out some big names. We've had some pretty good racing to start.
Chris, it started off right here. You see 4 wide all the way around this racetrack. A little bit of strategy playing to this, but it takes a lot of discipline not to get into each other. You're 4 wide like that.
Yeah, this is Wisnowski coming into pit road, and you heard Brandon Wisnowski say just a hand that got stuck in the sandwich. So Wisnowski has won 6 times here, out of the race. Lap 52, he had 3 involved, including
Thank you for that
clarification. Busher has been involved in 2 wrecks already. And Kyle Larson, who is okay for this, walking away. It was a tough crash, a hard hit. Kyle Larson won stage 1, and then he had a penalty, a pit road penalty right after that. And he was able to work his way back up to 3rd. And Bubba Wallace, whose first career win came here, was your stage 2 winner in his Toyota. So we're going to have about 60 plus laps to go. You think we're going to have a different style, a different energy of racing over those last 6 laps?
Well, there's no doubt the intensity is going to pick up, but this is one of those races, it's really hard to say who has the best car because of the type of race this is. I think it's hard, though, not to go against Kyle Larson right here. You mentioned he won the first stage, he finished 3rd in stage 2, and they raced a little bit and been able to get
In the bathroom, or in the kitchen, you have this big rat right here. Need a floor. I cannot use the old floor, you know.
Thank
You
you, Chris.
see, this is for 3 for 100 people.
Off here before we go back to green.
You know, it's what I want to do, make a floor,
Most of us are
back
leaving
to
on
back,
cars.
and then
That
it's
one incident here.
aging like that, you know.
Sure did. Carson Hosebar.
More like that, more.
You gotta see it all
That's
start
what they
here.
put in their
And what they want
bathroom.
to point out is how far out of the box
Even
he
in
is.
the
He's
video
coming around
house,
Civic.
this
Here,
is
watch
in
his
the
power
house,
carrier.
in the
Josh
basement.
Berry's coming in the 21 car, but look how far out of the road he is. Hits it that time right into his hip.
But
Man,
it's
it's got a...
old
When I
door,
put that on, you see this line right
and
here?
the
Where that's
backing
where it's supposed to be. That right rear was way out.
at the
Outside the
backing,
box too far.
with someone like
A lot of
that.
times you want to put like this line right here
When
is
it's
the guy
dirty,
for the driver
they
driving
watch them.
21 car. He knows to come in and not be on the inside of that line. But this car's way out too
look, and a lot of times when a guy like Jose Barber park outside the box like that, it's just like throwing that fastball in the gym. As a driver, I would do what I could do to clip those tires and knock that guy back because I didn't want him coming around that car and not allowing me to get in my pit box. And I felt like that's the case there. That car is definitely outside the pit box. But unfortunately, that driver put himself right back in the game, change that tire and went on. But man, that hill. And think about it the next time he comes around that car, he'll make sure that he stays for that driver.
And no penalty there because you are allowed to stop in the box with the right rear wheel outside the line. Yeah, but a lot of times that penalty was Josh Berry. He cuts that stall off. I don't
All right.
think
We have 62 laps to go.
It's an 8-4 restart. It'll be 62 laps to go.
Yeah, both the one I did see.
And they're on the gas. Briscoe outside Ty.
All right, back to green. Chase Briscoe and Ty Gibbs on the front row.
Let's made a new house here. The color is like this.
Yeah, you're cool.
We see those Toyotas up in the front right now. They've got a great strategy at the end of that stage to put themselves in position to take this track position. And you see
All the people in the one who with the house is clear rather
But just on the Toyotas, it's going to be interesting.
big
They're free to go in the stage. It was really not a plan, but it was an option in the playbook because they had lost position. They had to and then they came and topped up there, which means they're contrary to competition. Charlie out of the first non-Toyota leading the outside lane there. Well, not anymore. And Briscoe took some time.
I give some bottom. I give.
Dígame lo yo si tengo bueno yo puedo hacer.
Oh, fuck you.
Yes. Cameron, then you want to put in a speedo case? In a speedo case? She wants you to straighten it up. Hold it and put in a speedo case. It looks better.
No, the mic. Do you remember the mic?
You guys are athletes. As part of all your training for instances like that, to keep you safe when that happens.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I knew the pillows were all. Yeah, you're lucky I muted the stream.
There's also
Whoa.
oh yeah.
Those guys are all studs. The game that has been created on pit road with the athletes and the guys that are kicking and changing those tires is unbelievable in today's NASCAR world.
You brought up game. The game has changed. I like it. Keep going back to
in your room now.
Yeah, I can take advantage of saying stuff like that, especially since you can't hear.
Still 32 cars on the lead lap, running with a 1.6 seconds of race leader Chase Briscoe with 59 to go.
Well, I'm hoping and praying that we don't have a lengthy red flag. Also, Denny Hamlin's back up front, too.
Emus can't help people customize and save hundreds on car insurance at Liberty Mutual. Here's Johnson White Westford. Is it true, friend?
Lovely. That bird really did it. Only paid for 200.
What's better than a limited time deal? An unlimited time deal. That's why the $5 biggie bag with a tuna bacon cheeseburger is available all the time. Because the best pepper, fresh, never frozen beef, and applewood smoked bacon is all the time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
It's 2 times more often so you can use less. And one ship pencil better while ordinary brands fall apart.
Get more done with one. Fountain, the quicker picker up. Valvoline Restore and Protect.
Also, I double checked my work bag to make sure I cleared out everything.
Up to 100% of deposits. Restore your engine to perform like new. Restore and Protect. Another first.
Yeah, I can tell you're not.
The Barn Bar, the county's best hangout, just got better. Here's the Living Smooth, with the always smooth, easy drinking Keystone Light.
A cheery pharmacy order is on the way for Homer, the homebody who only goes outside when nature calls. So Mom uses Chewy to get his flea and tick meds at a great price, delivered fast, right to their door. For quality meds, for life with
I'll give
pets,
the dishes a wash when I'm ready
To tell
to.
you the truth, we could take a lead the extravagance. The attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights, the bravado. Because only
Estamos la tarjeta
is
time
for
is
every
that one
former
of the
driver to feel this.
from yes, Mom, no Snoopy's are. Yes, Mom, good Mom. No, go ahead and eat the vegetables.
That's why the $5 biggie bag
Go ahead and
with a
eat
tuna
it.
bacon
Want to eat
cheeseburger is
it?
available all the time. Because the best pepper, fresh, never frozen beef, and applewood smoked bacon
Good
is all the
Mom.
time. Duh! For the best deal of all time, gotta be Wendy's.
Good Mom. Yes, Mom, I see it. Yes, Mom.
If July wants to go, the Toyota's get a roll.
They did, because I got vegetables with my food. Yes, because you asked for 2, you asked for rice. They heard you as 2 rice.
Also, we don't know what upcoming
Good Mom.
It's like Michael McDowell's clocked in the fastest lap.
2025. And in the last 3 races, he has moved from the 34th, the basement, up to the ground floor, 20th in the standings.
See, that's it, vegetables, fruit.
Yes.
You want it now?
No, I'm not hungry right now.
I think it was 9th, 13th, and 3rd. And then the 3rd, 23rd, 22nd.
See, at least I can try and say something without raising my voice.
Last couple of years, we put Ty Gibbs on that radar and be in position to win races. We expected him to win. That's some things change in the team. Now he's got things turned around over the last few weeks. It's been pretty good for Ty Gibbs.
Swingman right now, Denny Hamlin. The senior driver at Junior's races, as he sometimes described himself. Somewhere, 53 laps to go.
Noah Gregson's up there too. Not every day you see him up at the front of these races. And then you have what's his name, Cody Ware in the 51. Oi! That could cut his tie. What's up with the small smaller team drivers, they have a tendency to clock in the fastest lap compared to everybody else. Oh, Chase Briscoe is the second driver to lead 20 or more laps.
Driving a NASCAR camera.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Hayek Motorsports. Got an update waiting at Pleasant Grove for ZLCTM to clear the siding.
Earlier today, and he said the big thing they had to reevaluate during the off week was just getting more efficient with their workflow, getting a baseline back to where they need to be. He was admitting that yes, we had some growing pains earlier this year, but now that we have an idea of where we need to be, we have a better idea of what we can do out here. We're showing that we can do it. We just have to keep that level of confidence going.
Chase the 19 car Chase Briscoe running in the 6th position right now. Something to keep an eye on as we hear the final pit stops of this race. Crew Chief Jay Small told me earlier today he was going to be very important for Chase, who's not been in this 19 car for only 9 races now, to understand how to get out pit road, how to break how it's going to work when they get down to pit road, but also how to get in and out of the pit box. He stalled earlier today. He will not be able to do that and maintain his track position here on this final stop. Keep it up.
About half of the field has led a lap in this race.
You don't want to spin the tires too much and just sit there and waste time, but you have to have the engine revs up, or as soon as they drop that jack and you can hit the gas, it'll just completely stall that motor.
Definitely a fine line of what you're talking about there. Too much spin, and you blow the tires off on it, it just acts like it just sits there and doesn't go anywhere. Not enough to kill it. They think it really works bad.
George Jones for this Toyota team has had kind of a quiet day. It's only mid-20s for most of the day. So is his teammate John Nemechek. Nemechek was up at the front of the pack for a short time. Red for under 16. Really nice day for Riley Herbst on the third spot. You know, the 26-year-old rookie from Las Vegas finished a career best 9th here in 2023. And here he is right there in contention for a spot with 49 to go.
Yeah, and, I think that the intentions for everything with Riley when he started before this season was to put him on the super speed
49 coming to
we
48
saw
to go.
Success. So I think this is probably as comfortable as Riley has been because of the fact that he's run so many of these races. So it's great to see him up front.
Yeah, I've been watching those top 3 Toyotas, the 54 Gibbs, the 11 of Hamlin, and the 35 of Riley Herbst. They are not saving fuel. 100% throttle right now. Gibbs and Hamlin are actually starting to
Just putting the food back in the bowl, that's all.
Now, Mike, you had asked me earlier about strategy. Go back a year ago, the Toyotas came early about lap 152. The window is close to being open right now to make it to the end. We'll see how that strategy plays out. And thanks to Toyota for providing that with fuel. The one way you can easily tell when the pace has picked up is we're not 3 wide and 4 wide anymore.
It's now outside. It's now outside. When they're too wide, they're definitely all the way wide open, hammer down, trying to do everything that they can do to protect their track position now. We're getting close enough to the end of this race that we know we have to make another pit stop, but you want to be in the front of this field. We've heard the drivers talk about it. You can't ride around anymore. You can't sit in the back. And it is a bad strategy. Be in the front, control as much as you can.
Todd Gilliland's coming.
Well, we talked a lot about coolers today. Look, Davenport is that man for Ross Chastain. And, there's no fuel gauges in these cars. So, look, how do you guys know how much fuel you get in these cars during a stop?
Yes, there's no fuel gauge, so it all kind of goes with our good friends at GM. Right after the stop, these things are pretty fast. The only thing faster was the Busch Light on the boulevard going down with the hands last night. We had to put a motorweight on these, and we'll put them on the scale right here. And we're able to get an after weight, but it's
just to easy out the equation, we do a before and after. Sunoco gives us a number, and you divide it by how many laps you run. So it's really just addition and subtraction. And our guys added up, they get a pretty good gauge on how much we need.
There's a lot of math going in. You see almost 100 pounds, one can of fuel. So those numbers go up to the race engineer, then the race engineer can then tell the driver when he needs to start saving and how much.
Yeah, but Larry, what happens when there's so much
Also, doesn't K Street hold like a farmer's market or something in Sacramento? Because that Seth kid says that there's one going on right now.
Yeah, but what about the one that we got in the car?
Yeah, when it's on the ground, it's a harder calculation.
You'll be fine.
Yeah.
We think you get it.
The bad part about that is that got way harder than anything that we're capable of. But when you start talking back, we know we were in trouble.
The algebraic equation is what that means.
Who?
Single miles from the field, the Toyotas are hammered down 5 on the back for a 5-4.
John Nemechek is one lap down. That's why you see him up there.
Okay, guys, instead of getting what? I saved a few bucks. We got some
Also, Eric Jones is up there too.
but they really stink. So put these on.
Nemechek and SVG are the only two cars one lap down. And JJ Yaley's the last car in the lead lap.
Check it out. Pizza Hut's rippable, dippable, cheesy bites pizza and ranch lovers flight with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy filled bites, everyone's gonna be.
So yeah, I'm getting updates from my fellow rail fans of where this thing's at.
This guy, cold and sweet tomato skins. You can tell time by measuring the sun's distance from the horizon. Looks like happy hour. Head for the mountains.
At Ace, we learn that all paint is create people. So to do it right, start with exceptional paint that's designed to last. Only Ace has this collection of premium brands like Benjamin Moore, Magnolia Home by Joanna Gaines, and Clark and Kensington. And your local Ace has premium service and quality paint that stand up to the test of time. With gallons of paint like Royal, starting at only $29.99. And right now, get 20% off gallons of select Benjamin Moore premium interior paint. Ace is the place to help you a lot better, folks.
The restaurant's in trouble.
What? I'm a boy. This summer. It's cool, like you've never seen them before. There's features of ticket telephone. Gordon Ramsay's Secret Service premieres Wednesday, May 21st on Fox.
This isn't just it's like 24 hours to hell and back.
NASCAR Grassman Truck Series. Oh, Sonny and the Dodgers. Back at the parade. Or the Royals take on the Orioles. Baseball night in America.
Dan Gibbs about to become the third driver to lead 20 or more laps.
Cheesy Bites Pizza in his A game. Slicing through the lane. Feeding the post. Best delivery guy ever. Here's odds. The Cheesy Bites Pizza and new Ranch Lovers Flight. Get another Pizza Hut app.
Keep in mind, Riley Herbst and Bubba Wallace are teammates at 2311. The last team to use the number 35 was Front Row Motorsports back in 2014 when David Rudiman ran part-time.
5 Toyotas, leading now 3 Fords, then a mixed bag of Chevys, Toyotas, and Fords for their own back. So you got this 8 car. I'm pretty impressed. I'm looking at it, trying to look at it, take care of some business. Big position.
Kyle Busch rebounded big time from that crash earlier in the race.
And let me tell you what else is about ready to get out. And that's pit stops. And what we've seen today are a lot of mistakes. We've seen a lot of things go right. But like we were talking during the break, when you have enough cars and you can time this right, that's gonna mean a lot because of the last the last pit stop is obviously the money stop, but we haven't seen too many of them get it right. We've seen 4 cars come out because 2 cars have penalties or have trouble on pit road. So who's not going to make mistakes? That's really what this is going to come down to.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think it's a number of cars, and I think it's minimizing mistakes amongst the cars. Right with Eric Jones and Toyota Cam looking at our pole sitter, Zane Smith, who lost radio contact with his team for about 5 or 6 laps. Neither channel of his radio allowed him to communicate, but they have that resolved now.
Yeah, and sometimes when you're drinking water or something, you might unplug your radio wires or something along the lines of that happening. And when you don't hear anybody for a few laps, your cue as a driver is, okay, maybe I have a problem here.
Look at the plant there.
That one.
Check my radio
What about it?
make
It
sure all
needs
that
to
stuff is
stand
plugged in.
up.
So as a driver, mentally, you have to have that
How is
checklist.
it going to come out?
I don't know. Today you can't tape it. Taping it's not going to hurt the plant. Actually, you know what? You might have to peel it off. Never mind.
What's in that bucket down there, the Eastern bucket?
Just the Easter eggs.
Can you pick up that fish in there and put it somewhere?
Well, Ty Gibbs has now become the 3rd different driver to lead more than 20 laps. Well, Ty Gibbs has now officially led the most laps overall in the race, 23.
And you see it from aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, celebrating 100 years of the American icon.
Yeah, why don't they use that for
There's
the
a
race
whole
yesterday?
package of 32 lead lap cars, 31 of them within 2 seconds of the leader. And Larry Mack, one pit stop.
Yep. Well, they're working on it. And also, just a friendly reminder, Shahir, that they have one more pit stop to go. Oh, that wreck where Allmendinger landed on his roof. That was Chase Elliott's first race with Hooters on his car.
How do you know?
It's for the race.
The only things that comfort us that we trust. A nice cup of tea, fresh basket of coffees, and tea. When you switch, not only can you save 20% versus the other big guys, the price of your rate plan will have changed 5 years, guaranteed. Sometimes it's nice when things don't change.
T-Mobile's new experience plans. Families can save 20% today, and the price won't change tomorrow.
Applebee's 2 for $25. Choose 1 appetizer and 2 sizzling skillet entrees, including the new hot honey chicken skillet or sizzling steak entrees. Applebee's 2 for $25 with new sizzling skillets.
What do you got there, Larry? Time machine? You gonna go back and see how the pyramids were built or something? Nope. Ellen and I want to go on vacation, so I'm gonna go back to last week and buy a winning lottery ticket. Can I come? Only room for 1. Oh, I'm like getting home. Sit down my lap like last time, Ron. Fine, but I'm bringing this.
Or you could try one of these savings options.
The right money moves aren't as far-fetched as you think.
There it is. See? Those are gonna all work out. Thanks, future me.
Iced tea? Come on, Liquid Death. This is like my grandma's energy drink.
Let's go see what NASCAR Prime's all about. Let's do this. Starting off big. Let's say something. Nashville. Michigan? Hell yeah. And Mexico City. Mexico City.
Someone say road course?
Yeah. Finally, Pocono. Stream all 5 Cup Series races. NASCAR.
I got another Papa Pairings order. I need 3 medium pepperoni, 2 ordered wings, breadsticks, cheese sticks, brownies.
Call the right place, son.
32 to go.
See you at the summit. We're making you Papa Pairings for $6.99 each. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
UFL Friday lights up prime time. This is what makes it exciting. Let's go! As the Arlington Renegades absolutely perfect. Take on the St. Louis Alabama. Takes it into the touchdown. The United Football League Friday at 8 Eastern on Fox. 32 laps to go in Talladega. Friday night, we're under the lights in prime time as the Arlington Renegades take on the St. Louis Battlehawks. It's Fox UFL Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, no one cares about the UFL. It's like the Xfinity and Truck Series of the NFL, pretty much.
Everybody jostling for position to be in the right place at the right time to make that green flag stop. Well, you kind of let me where my head's at here. Okay, you got 6 Toyotas, give or take, and what, top 20, Larry, 8 Fords, 6 Chevrolets. Obviously, there's more out there, but that's kind of the top 2022. You heard we think Hosengar maybe be looking into thinking with the Toyotas on their strategy. I think those numbers, because of the manufacturer conversation, is going to dictate some teams often to go with one or the other. Yeah, they could go another 10, 12, maybe even a little further than that right now. Not a lot of fuel savings going on right now. The chitter chat on the radio is teams in the garage area, pit road thinks Toyota will come.
The train is now at North Gate, which is there by El Camino Avenue. They're waiting for the bar pass to go by.
7 seconds back of the lead Toyotas. If he fits with them, how's he going to lead with them and maintain the draft? He's so far back. Yeah,
Catherine Legg, that female driver, was on CNN yesterday because she was talking about the online abuse she's been getting. And then Jeffrey Earnhardt posted a picture of his car from yesterday after he got wiped out in one of those wrecks. Yeah, again, he's doing 3 races with Sam Hunt Racing.
Well, right now what we're seeing is how fast that 38.2 car are. They are single-handedly making that outside lane work by the 38 pushing the 22 past one car at a time, and they've now got themselves all the way back to the front.
It's funny how the car that set on the pole and was the fastest car here yesterday is always a good pusher. The guy that you want behind you.
And I think that's a great spot for Zane Smith. I think him being a pusher is a much better position for him than to have the roles reversed.
Well, I think especially when you're talking he's pushing 3-time champion Toyota.
And let's not forget that third place car.
Oh, who keeps on doing
I
that?
think that Stenhouse moving down. Yeah, he's moving down because of what we're
Well,
talking about. I think we're getting ready to hit that road here. Find our dancing partners.
Well, Ty Gibbs has now officially led 31 laps today. I think we're going to leave today knowing that Ty Gibbs led the most laps in this race.
So it slowed that outside lane down, and now they have to start the work over again.
A lot of Chevrolets back further in the pack. They're finding one another. I think that Stenhouse moving down to the bottom lane was exactly what I'm talking about.
The New York Mets blew a 6-1 lead.
More
They got defeated by the Nationals 8-7.
He's actually a lap down, but that is 6 Toyotas lined up on the bottom.
All right, 27 to go.
We're in turn 3, Fox around the turn, and HRA 4-ride coverage. Charlotte time, 7 p.m. Eastern time on FS1. IndyCar, Bible Motorsports Park, Birmingham, Alabama, Sunday, May 4th, 1:30 Eastern time.
All right, 27 to go. Doing pretty good.
Next Sunday, 3:30 Eastern time on FS1.
Every lap that goes by, guys, the intensity level just keeps notching up because the pressure of having to make this pit stop, get on and off of pit road, and then the intensity that comes with the end of this race is undescribable. I don't even know how you can describe the intensity of the last 20-so laps of these types of races.
Oh, here comes Joey Logano. And look at one driver not going to sleep on is Cole Custer in that 41 car. Well, Ty Gibbs has officially led 32 laps. That's the most he's led today.
I've looked at the 6 races at Talladega over the last 3 years. The Jim 74 average of the last caution, lap 169, 19 to go. 3 times in the final 5 laps. But let me remind you, Talladega, an all-time 19 overtime finishes here, second only to Daytona. All right, Larry, so when you pack that car with fuel on this final stop, how many overtimes are you planning for with this fuel? You're planning on as short a pit stop as you can. I'm going to worry about overtime later when we get there. Whatever your boss will say, I can get 4 seconds of fuel. Okay?
Well, and right now, I'm going to give a shout out to Cole Custer. He's the
25 to go.
behind Zane Smith in that outside lane. I still feel like what we talked about is the beginning of the race is true. I feel like the Fords are faster, they can push better, and they push themselves all the way back to the front. Now, Zane Smith and the Joey Logano are not connected.
So I see a Pulsar back up at the front, but he.
But I feel like, as we saw it in qualifying, Zane Smith has the fastest car.
Certainly does now. Where the Toyotas are coming this time.
It's always a trend to see the manufacturers pit with each other. Up here comes the Toyotas, and they're coming. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
32 laps left for Ty Gibbs, putting himself in position for his first career win. Just need to execute right here.
You just want fuel.
As they had discussed on the radio earlier.
Oh, wow.
He did exactly what they said they were going to do, and that was pit with those Toyotas, and now he's got control of that group.
Get that thing single file, get up through the gearbox, push. Let's go, boys.
Well, the biggest thing that he's going to have working against him is the fact that he's got all those Toyotas with him, and they're going to want to do everything that they can to make him out.
Yeah, but I don't think it'll happen right now. You'll do that later.
Sometimes I unplug this every once in a while, especially when I leave the house, because I don't want to mess up the battery. I've had this thing for over a year and no issues with it, so yes, I pretty much learned my lesson from what. I just don't want to jinx it though. 23 to go.
Efficiency is the name of the game right now, on and off the pit road.
These guys are going to have trouble. That's a good group they put together right there, I'm telling you. If you look right there, it's the Toyotas and it's the 3-Spire Chevrolets. They all came together. Nobody picks this time.
Josh Berry's your race leader.
Larry, now that Toyota's laid down the golf and they made their stop. Don't see Bennett
many of these other teams to run long before they stop. Mike, I want to watch lap times. That's what we have to pay attention to, and I'm sure that's what these teams are doing. Right now, that lead pack with those Fords, Ty Dillon, they're in the 48, 60s, 70s, maybe the 80s. The group that did it that time by, we got to see, that was their get up to speed lap. We need to see what they do for a couple of laps.
Yeah, I think the big thing that you want to know is how much time is gained and lost.
Ty Dillon's going to the front.
Organized, getting on the pit road, and a lot of times the second groups, they get a little disorganized because they have to fill those holes. They have to work their way down.
It's amazing how that boulevard's just like a part of the former airport that used to be there. Sometimes I look up towns the closest to the track to see what the weather's like. The closest town I found to the track is Lincoln, Alabama.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, that's a risk, they're obviously willing to take to put themselves in a position to have that track position. That last lap, the pack was still about 4/10 of a second faster.
Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Oh, wow.
Had to get out of the gas, got down on the apron, Barry had to go to the outside front crease. 31 cars on the lead lap. The top 20 have yet to make their stop. Here's another look at this.
Yeah, you see Josh Berry, much like what happened earlier with Austin Cindric, probably had too much momentum, and with the shape in that back bumper, just gets that car too loose when you have too big of a head of steam.
I don't think he pressed square on and hit him in the record corner. Now that everybody's up to speed, the lead pack, and then those Toyotas that Spire that's lined up, they're running exactly the same line.
The biggest thing that you don't want to have happen if you're this single file group up here with these Toyotas and Spire, you don't want this big pack to start getting sniffs of air off of these cars that they're catching, which is going
Oh, yeah, there is a that Seth Kitty caught the northbound bar pass at K Street. Yeah, there's a farmer's market on both sides. They're going to get surprised with that BC Rail when it gets 3 minutes ago.
Now it becomes a question of, you don't want too many cars to fit together, and you don't want too few. How many did you tell me that needed to be a perfect line? You told me.
So yeah, once it gets to Del Paso, it's gonna take off. Yeah, as you can tell, I'm ready to go. No, once the checkered flag comes out, then we're gonna bail. All right, that's what. Harney on the Sacramento subdivision.
Creates a timing problem that slows it down.
Well, that's exactly what happened to Haley. He lost that draft. He actually pitted with them, lost it. He's about to get swallowed up by the big pack. Larry, we've got 19 laps to go. For the 20 cars that have not been to pit road, how long before they absolutely have to pit? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now, Mike, is the fuel predictor and throttle. I'm going to say they're going to have to come in the next 5 laps. I believe there are 14 to go.
Well, that big pack, you see how broke up it is now, Clint. They've started to get into those hot cars. They've started to have people start to pile on the bottom.
Here they come because of that.
They lost a bunch of time, and the cars that have stayed out are going to lose more time. Fords.
Up here comes the Fords, led by Ty Dillon. Go, go. Oh, wow. Sucks Ryan Priest is the last RFK car standing.
Pit stall number 1 hits the box nicely. The gas man, Christopher Webb, does a nice job of getting in the car. They're going to try and win the race outright.
Yeah, and the thing that these guys have going for them that's going to save them time is they're probably going to put in less fuel, correct, Larry?
Yeah, less fuel because they have a short distance to go. So that's all of the front row cars plus RFK, Call It, and a couple of others, 10 cars in all. Here comes almost the rest of the field to pit road. Josh Berry, first car in. Keep an eye on your tracker up here. Those are the first cars in that lead in the group, right? That's what that is saying right there. You see Hosevar's top right, Barry on the bottom on pit road, Reese and Magano on the bottom.
Yeah, and you see all those cars stand out in front of them trying to block that run. That is a move by Ross Chastain, but it checked the whole pack up. I promise you, Denny Hamlin is not going to be happy about that. But when you have somebody like Ross Chastain that's willing to put his car in a position like that to check up that pack, it did exactly what it could do.
Another retired NASCAR driver I rent once in a while see on social media is Elliott Sadler.
Well, and that's exactly how you break the advantage up. Oh, Josh Berry and Kyle Busch, too fast to exit.
It is something every week, every single week on that 8.
Well, they're just wanting his.
Byron Larson, Bowman Elliott, the 400 car.
Here's Kyle Busch. He is running. He was 29th. Shit. 14 to go.
Laps to go at Talladega. Who will win it today on the world's fastest speedway?
Just please keep. If they somehow make it to the end without anything happening. Oh, whoa. Whoa, who was that? Was that the 77 getting. Dang, it's like you went from up to.
And when you spend less with Straight Talk, you can get more moments to yourself by getting something for them. Switch to Straight Talk and get a free 5G phone on America's most reliable 5G network. Find us at Walmart and StraightTalk.com.
But that was pretty complex, so we came up with the kitchen. Now, is this King Country song about Chili's Presidente margaritas just a shameless way to sell Chili's Presidente?
Then we got William Byron and Kyle Larson and Alex. Whoa.
To tell you the truth, we could take or leave the extravagance, the attention, the celebrity, the bragging rights.
Oh wow, Cindric's up.
Because all we've ever really
Where are you,
wanted
Ty Gibbs?
is for every Ford driver to feel this.
Gotta have a lucky charm when you ride, right? Make you feel safe and protected out there.
That's why I never leave home without a photo of the little ones. Bracelet for my husband. Lucky rabbit's foot.
Lucky rabbit named Scoot. It's Swedish. That's a whole rabbit named Scoot.
Well,
There's really no need for a lucky charm when you ride.
Not when America's #1 motorcycle insurance got your back.
all right, 12 to go. All right, so hey Shahir, if you're hearing this, once the race ends, Shahir, I'm gonna end the stream off and head off to catch a train that's coming my way. It's got a special locomotive on it, so I'm gonna try and catch that. I'm gonna get this out of the way now, so I don't drag on. All I just want to say is that it's been a pretty good day at Talladega. We've seen different drivers up front. Ty Gibbs has obviously led the most laps up to this point. He is, where is Ty? Oh, he's not in the top 20. Shoot. Either way, it's been a good race. It's unfortunate some guys got taken out early, like Keselowski, Buescher, Christopher Bell, and unfortunately BJ McLeod got taken out, but it happens. It's Talladega. We saw a lot of awesome racing. Yeah, oh wow, that was a tight. That was tight. Whatever happens at the end of this race, all I can say is it is what it's going to be, whatever it's going to be, and just know I just hope that if they somehow make it back to this white flag without any issues, I'm going to be shocked. There will be a race reaction or finish reaction to this race as always.
You got to be aggressive in these cars, and some of those things that happened are pretty aggressive, and that was definitely on the most aggressive side.
Here's Austin Cindric.
And whoever wins, it is going to be what we can always just hope for the best. All right, 9 to go. It's 9. I'm not going to see them. At least we'll see. I also want to commend Fox Sports for keeping it. I also want to commend Fox Sports on the fact that pretty much nearly every single commercial we've seen today has been a side by side. So I have to at least give Fox Sports some credit for doing this. I will be live next weekend for all 3 races at Texas Motor Speedway, and then I will be around the following week after at Kansas. So definitely can't wait. I hope those races will produce some good racing, especially Texas, considering despite the configuration. Look at this commercial. It's 8 to go. Well, the Toyotas are stuck in 20th place, except for Eric Jones, who's 18th.
And see why Pods is America's #1 container moving company. Whether you're relocating or renovating, save up to 30% at pods.com today.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we stayed 100% of their home and auto insurance.
Again, it's pronounced Liberty.
I also want to say that it was cool seeing drivers like Anthony Alfredo lead a lap. That's something you don't see stuff like that.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is
Got Cindric up there. He's also got Ryan Priest. Yeah, Ryan Priest can only help the that looked like Stevie Nicks. Well, Priest has to find a Ford teammate. And again, Shahir, I want to thank you for being a part of my stream. I really appreciate it. Hope to see you on more streams for the rest of the year, and I hope we have a good time. My next IndyCar live stream will most likely be the Indy 500, which is about a month from today. It looks like someone's on the apron. Who's that? Is that JJ Healy? Or is that? Oh, no, it might be Cody Ware.
Coming to 5 laps to go at Talladega, and now Austin Cindric has help in the form of Ryan Priest alongside 2 Fords at the front, bunch of Hendrick Chevys right behind him. Then Joey Logano and 4 Chevrolets, and then the Fords of Bryson Smith and the Chevy of Chase Elliott round out the top 10. Back in the run, and we talked about this, learned about
And then, of course, you got Kyle Larson up here trying to finish another plate race.
He has been beaten battered on these racetracks. On the inside, Ford in front of Chevrolet. On the outside, Ford in front of Chevrolet. Neither of those Chevys are going to help either one of those two Fords. So where are they going to go?
Well, that third place Ford on the bottom, Joey Logano, he's in a position to still help his teammate Austin Cindric by pushing that.
4 to go.
Keeping that gap close, but the outside lane is doing better right now. And really, what William Byron wants to do is push that 60 car out there as far as he can to try to give himself a gap to get down into that bottom lane and make that pass for the lead.
All right, 4 laps to go. We are double wide, like 5, 6, 7 rows back. Whew. Cindric and Priest don't have any Ford teammates to help them except Penske. Yeah, Denny Hamlin's nowhere near the. Yeah, Hamlin's nowhere near the front. 3 to go. Man. Who? Pole sitter Zane Smith doing a good job in 8th place. I just hope we can end this race under green, and whoever wins. I'm not going to complain. Ooh. But don't make any sudden or late moves, because you know that won't end. 2 laps to go. The fact that we've made it this far to the end without anything else happening, this is just a miracle. Oh my God, are we seriously going to go the whole final stage without a single car?
By the time you get to the trial on the last lap, you have no friends. It's every man for himself.
And the big problem comes over these bumps going into turn 3 as these guys get super aggressive on this last lap. That's where a lot of problems happen when the cars bounce up and down.
All right.
Cindric eases it so Priest can pull alongside. That keeps the Chevrolets at bay. They're still too wide.
Yep. They're going to be too wide as they come to the white flag. Wow, we made it to the white flag. Okay, thank you, God. Okay, thank God. Come on, Byron. Come on. Ty Dillon's out of gas. Oh, Jesus. Come on, push. Oh boy, here they come. We got lap cars in front. Oh boy, here they come. Oh, here they come. Here they come to the line. It's going to be close. Oh, and it's Cindric got it. Wow. Oh, wow. Holy cow, we made it. Third career. Wow. You know what? Ryan Priest finished the plate race without flying up into the air, so at least there's that. Thank you so much for getting. Wow. Come on, refresh. That's his. I think that's Priest's first runner-up.
Well, they're due, and we talked about the Fords needing to be able to capitalize on today.
Here's your results. Priest second. That win's coming someday. Cindric's your winner. Larson, Byron, Logano, Gregson, Elliott, Hocevar, Bowman, and Bubba Wallace. Man, all 400 cars finished in the top 10. How about that? And Suarez finishes a plate race. How about that?
And we can start to see this develop as we get off the turn 4. They were still pretty much a dead heat as they exited
Man.
turn 4.
And here's all the drivers that had unfortunate ends, but it is what. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it, and for today. Anyway, man. So yeah, there's nothing much they can do. Oh well, it is what it is. But I can't complain. I'll take Cindric over Logano any day, to be honest. Well, wasn't expecting this, but didn't have Cindric winning my car today, but it happens. Nice one, Cindric. Nice one. All right, Shahir. Thanks for watching the stream, and I'll see you next time. Bye.